Hello my lovely souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Soleil Rising and you're watching September 2025 astrology reading. I know it's been a while. It's exactly 1 year, I believe, that I haven't made a video, and there are many reasons for that, and I don't want to take your time because I already took a lot of time of you waiting for 1 year. I know. But if you're new to this channel, I make astrology videos because I am obsessed with astrology. I live, breathe astrology. And there are two announcements I want to make before we move on with your monthly reading. Number one is that I have created a monthly email notification. So basically I am sending every weekly forecasts that are daily based, because I don't like to make weekly astrology videos here. So anyone can sign up and you will receive by Monday your weekly readings, like day by day. And number two is that you can finally enroll for Astro Academy course, which is Astrologer on Demand. And if you have missed your chance to enroll last year and receive good bonuses, this is your chance to kind of sign up and become an astrologer, so that you don't wait for astrologers like me to make videos once a year. So if you're interested in that, you can enroll, and the links are all down below. And I'm excited to move forward. I am kind of like nervous because I haven't done this in a long time. So we're gonna start with Pisces. Hello my lovely Pisces. This month is quite eventful, I would say, as the whole year, I believe, for Pisces and for Virgo people out there, and Geminis and Sagittarius and everyone actually. Please make sure to check your rising sign, your moon sign, and your sun sign. And if you ever wonder why some forecasts do not match with you, there are probably reasons. Number one is that your time of birth is wrong. Number two is that probably the aspects and ingressions and transits that are happening are in the degrees that probably do not connect with your planets, and that's why you need a personal reading to have, like, you know, specific. So basically watching this type of videos is more like a lottery. Whenever something is matching with your degrees, that's when you have a resonance. But without further ado, we're gonna go with really major aspects that are happening for each sign. So I hope to see you in other parts of your moon and your sun and your ascendant. Number one big event, I would say, especially for those who are born around, okay, let's say who are around 29, 2 years before and 2 years after, and then you multiply that by 2, those people, because we recently, for the past 3 years, we have had Saturn in Pisces. So hello Pisces, if you have had big changes happening in your life, that was number one reason. And if you felt like in spring of 2025 and then in summer of 2025 that, oh, finally, whew, we feel better and we're moving forward, nope, no. Saturn is going back to Pisces in September, literally September 1st. It's going back to Pisces, and it's going retrograde back, and then it's gonna stay in Pisces until, guess what, February 14th. So until February 14th, people who have their Saturn in Pisces in their natal chart, which means you are still going through your Saturn return period. I can say people born in 95, 94, some 93, and a little bit of 96 probably. You are all experiencing Saturn return, and you have probably felt like a relief. But no, it feels like we are going back in September until February to fix the situation. For Pisces, it can be around your health, your physical body, your needs, your confidence, your independence. Anything that has to do with directly you is going to return back. So if you just look back at the past 3 years and think of the lessons or experiences that have made you more responsible, more independent, that have to do with yourself, with your body, with your view of the world, with the way that you show up in this world. That is what we're going to back towards to and have this last push. Especially this is going to concern or touch Pisces, people who are born with like really last degrees of Pisces. So if, let's say, you have your natal Pisces, natal Saturn, or your natal planets in the middle of Pisces, you're not going to experience it as much as people who have last degrees of Pisces. So yeah, that's like a long period. We have it September, October, November, December, January, February. So for next 7 months, we're kind of going back to everything we have experienced in the past 3 years, and then we're gonna move forward with the new experiences and new lessons. So that's big, and it is literally a retrograde, so we're going back, right? And this retrograde is until 28th of November. So I'm curious to know I will be very glad to hear your experience with this Saturn going through your first house. Let me know your experiences in comment section, because I believe some of you might have lost weight, might have changed your living places, like literally big changes that might have happened in your life have happened in the past 3 years, and that is about literally you and what you want in this life in general. Next thing that we're having is that Mercury is going to enter Virgo on September 2nd. So it looks like until September 2nd, most of you have been probably dealing with your let's see, yeah, you were probably working on your health in the past month in August, or you have been working on some kind of papers to deal with your new work or some kind of living situation. And now from September 2nd until, let me see, until when Mercury enters Virgo on September 2nd until September 18th, you are going to have your focus, your mind more on partnerships, on anything to do with the 7th house, which is your love partners, your business partners, or some kind of lawsuit or clients. So if you are in the business where you are dealing with service and consultations, this is when you're going to have a lot of clients coming in, signing up, and etc. Obviously, if you're interested in consultations with me, you can also email me and we can have a consultation. That also could be the same thing. So maybe you are having consultations with others, or you are giving consultations. You are being very much in communication with your partners, with people who are close to you. So that's like how many weeks is that, like 2 weeks, two and a half weeks of a lot of communication. So if you are the type of Pisces who is more like, you know, shy and introverted, you will notice that during this period you're more like out there meeting people, communicating, and maybe even like falling in love. But mostly like there's a lot of communication that is happening around your work or around your business partner or your love partner, mostly on the things related to like daily things that you do together, that need to be like discussed and already like understood who is doing what, kind of like figuring out the responsibilities of different people in the partnership. Okay, so we have another thing. Mercury is going to square Uranus around 2nd and 3rd of September. In this video, I don't want to go into aspects that last 2-3 days, because there's a lot. There's like more than 12, more than 10 aspects, like because the month is moving. So during this period, because it is happening for you from your 7th house, it's happening from your 7th house and your kind of 4th house at this moment. So it is a square, so it looks like there could be some kind of miscommunication with your maybe husband or wife or family members opposing or having some kind of non-acceptance towards your partner, or vice versa. Some kind of situation that has to do with your family and your partner, or it could be something to do with your business partner if you are working in real estate, because Uranus has just moved into your 4th house, and fun fact, it's going back. So many things that are going to happen this month are going to take you back to this year and maybe a year ago to see how you can give it a last chance. So the universe is giving you the last chance to fix something that has to do with your documents, with your papers, with your partners, with your siblings, with people that you are super close with, and probably also your family members that are like, you know, cousins, aunts, and etc. But more specifically, anything to do with communication, with traveling, with documents, as I said again. So be very careful during this day. Maybe you will feel a lot of energy to fight with someone, or you will feel like, or maybe you will have some kind of out of nowhere sudden exposure of something that is happening within your family, or maybe you will find some documents, let's say, or some kind of conflict could happen. So just be prepared to either, like, you know, to not fight back or be ready to fight back. You know, it really depends on what kind of other energies that you have. It's either you fighting back with someone or somebody else is fighting with you, but it's very sudden, out of nowhere, and that's why I don't want to spend too much time on small aspects that last 2-3 days. It's just like 2-3 days. Okay. September 18th, Mercury enters Libra, so all of your thoughts and all of your communication and everything that is going to surround you is moving to your 8th house. So from 18th of September, you are going to be very busy and thinking about money and other people's resources and how you can be more financially stable within the partnership with someone. And here we also have transformation period, some new changes happening that have to do with probably for some of Pisces who, because remember I told you that some of the Pisces are going through physical body transformation. So something is happening with your physical body, and probably in a past month you were dealing with health situations or something to do with your body. And for some of you, some really depends. For some of you, when Mercury goes to the 8th house, maybe if you were thinking about when to do the surgery for something that has to do with your body, it could be from 18th of September. I would suggest you to kind of finish everything around September, because I believe in October we're gonna have a Mercury retrograde. So that's for some of you the situation. For others of you, as I said, it's going to be about money. And if you ever wanted to like study abroad or study and you were thinking about fundings, this is the period where you can either apply for scholarships and grants, or you're gonna receive grants and scholarships. But there is also, I would also call it like an positive and negative intense period for your own thoughts. So maybe some of you are going to go through some kind of transformation that has to do with your own mental thoughts, but also connected to your family. So a lot of family and a lot of partnership, husband-wife situation that is happening at this moment. And I would say, let's see how that turns out, and let me know also in comments. Then also around 3rd of September, we have Jupiter in very harmonious aspects with the South and North node. So they are happening for you in the 5th and 11th houses. So you're kind of receiving blessings, I would say, around this time from your 5th and 11th house, which are talking about anything to do with romance, with kids, entertainment, and happiness, and profits, and big goals and big dreams. So I would say focus on this energy. Probably because most of you are going through body transformation, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are getting pregnant or gave birth, so your body is being transformed. Also for others who are more into business, it also talks about receiving profits from your business or working more towards your hobbies and monetizing them. Then we also have Venus. Like this whole month is all about partnerships for you, your partnerships and your self-growth. Venus enters Virgo September 19th. Okay, it's going to be there the whole time from September 19th, and it is going to your 7th house again of partnerships. So if we combined everything together, well, I'm gonna divide it because I usually go with 7th house if we're talking about people. I also teach this in my academy. 7th house, we can divide it into either love partnerships, then we can divide it into business partnerships, or we can also divide it into like really close friendships, like best friend. So I divide it into those 3 when we're dealing with people, but then if we're dealing with situations that could be like lawsuits and etc. So if we focus on like humans here, we're gonna have a lot of indications that have to do with falling in love, meeting a new partner, or getting into your business and working on your hobbies and finding people who will financially support you and help you. Boom. But the thing is, because Saturn is going back to your 1st house, it's going to reflect, it's going to show you that you have to focus on yourself, on your own ideas, on your own needs and desires. So if there are people coming into your life, or business partners or love partners, who are kind of wanting you to change or wanting you to do something for them, but it doesn't necessarily suit you, you don't necessarily feel like it's something for you, and mind you, go back to the early of 2025, 2024, and 2023. Go back and check the situations where you had some kind of lessons from Saturn showing you like, hey, open your eyes, focus on yourself, be more independent. So this time around, you're going to experience something similar, and this is like your last chance to choose yourself. And I believe that this time, when you choose yourself, with the support of Venus, with the support and blessing of Jupiter, that are very nicely aspecting you, you're going to finally, this Saturn makes me want to cry because it's just like crashed me. But because it's like, it was squaring me, it was conjuncting me, so it's a little bit different for you. It is probably something really good for your self-development and self-growth. So that's why I'm saying, with this Venus, with the Jupiter together, all of these really nice planets are kissing you. They're like blessing you. They're like, if you choose yourself, darling, we are going to help you in every way possible, and that is bringing you to the right people, to the right partners, to someone who is going to love you, to business partners who are going to support you financially or mentally. So that's good. And then if you look at it, until September 19th, Venus was in your 6th house, so combining that with Mercury entering to your 8th house, you will for those who have health situations happening, you have all the support to kind of go into the checkups this whole month and do your surgeries if it's needed, and if you were wondering when to do it, because Mars has been in your 8th house during this whole September and in your 8th house. So everything that I mentioned in the beginning, you have the support there. But Mars moves to your 9th house from September 22nd. So when Mars goes to your 9th house, this literally gives you the drive and ambition to move forward, to expand, to think more globally, to kind of feel like you have wings. Okay, I don't want to go philosophical here because my Capricorn stellium won't let me to be more philosophical, even though my Jupiter in Sagittarius wants it. We're gonna go more practical. What does 9th house mean for you? So 9th house talks about everything to do with higher knowledge, with expanding, with marketing, with traveling, studying, living abroad, working abroad, a lot of movement. When Mars goes to the 9th house, you have a lot of movement, physical activities going in, like, okay? And because Mars rules your 2nd house, it's all about money, it's about your stability. So it looks like some of you are going to probably receive some kind of offers for maybe promotions or situations where you kind of travel abroad, and that's when you kind of expand your wallet, you get more money, or it can mean that you're going to spend money on your travels and you're gonna travel. It can, for some of you, it can also mean that you are becoming a grandparent, because the 9th house also rules the grandkids. So good for you, and there's going to be a lot of shift that has to do with your finances here as well. And again, if you're in business and you were wondering when is the best time to have marketing campaigns, this is the time, from September. And another big event that is happening this month is Uranus is going retrograde, and it is going back to your 3rd house later on in the end of this month, in the end of the year. But until then, it just literally just entered your 4th house in spring. So you can let me know what random and sudden changes started happening for you with your family, with your real estate business, or with your housing, or anything to do with mortgage, anything to do with your living situation and your parents. And I bet you cannot tell me that nothing happened. If nothing happened, it means that your the beginning of your 4th house is not in the early degrees of Gemini. So again, that's why you need private readings to be exact on the timing, on the dates. That's why sometimes these videos don't work for some people. But I bet you something might have happened, and you better share it with me in comments, because I am eager to know. Because for me, it's opposite. It happened in a 10th house, and I kid you not, because Uranus rules my 6th house that has to do with routine. I had complete change of my routine, like very sudden, very random, very like unexpected, but very I was very happy because Uranus also rules my moon. So you can also check what does your Uranus rules. So for you, that would be your 12th house. So if we combine 12th house and the 4th house together, so the changes that are happening for you are around relocation, are around change of your environment, change of your living place. So are you migrating? Yo, if yes, let me know. And if you're moving to South America or Portugal, let me know. We can probably move together, because I am figuring out ways to go there or marry someone who can give me the passport. Yeah, I said it out loud. Maybe you are also dealing with something like this, so let me know. But it is definitely something big. It's like sudden, random. Maybe someone offered you to move abroad. Maybe someone offered you to move to a new place, to a new house. So that's like a big event, but it's random. So let me know in comments. And also, let's not forget that in September we have lunar and solar eclipses all together at the same time, or both in September. So September is a big month, and as you can see, it's already like 20 minutes and I am just going through like big events. I'm not even going through like aspects at this point. And as you can see, I talk a lot, so that's why I don't do weekly readings, because my iPhone doesn't have enough space. So let's go through eclipses and then we can move forward with another sign. We're gonna have lunar eclipse and full moon on September 7th, and they're happening in your own sign. Guys, again, this month is such a big month of conclusions, of you finally opening up, like opening your eyes to look at yourself, okay? To look at yourself, let go of all the negative habits or behaviors, and anything or anyone that is a parasite in your life that is sucking your energy, draining you, anything, circumstances, people that are literally attacking your empathic self. So this whole month and these eclipses are literally pointing out to you the mirror. Like, look at yourself, understand who you are and what you want. And eclipse, the lunar eclipse is happening around 15 degrees of Pisces. So if you have any planets or your ascendant is around 15 degrees, so you can just add a little bit, like two more degrees up and down. So like from 13 to 17, or from 12 until 18 degrees. Oh my god. Oh, that's around my Saturn. And you probably gonna have, because Saturn is retrograding, so if you also have, like me, Saturn in here, you are going to have like a conclusion of the situations that have been happening for you in the past 3 years, like full closure, ending, and kind of embracing yourself and moving forward. And this lunar, like the eclipse period is from 7th of September until 21st of September, because on 21st of September we have solar eclipse that is happening on 28 degrees of Virgo. Guys, I kid you not, Pisces, this whole month is kind of like a reflection of your past 3 years. It's like either you made it or you did not. So you can definitely tell by my channel. I couldn't. I'm trying. And the thing is, this solar eclipse is also something like a copy paste or a continuation of the new moon that happened in what was it, August, like literally a few days ago, 23rd. So something that happened on 23rd of August is going to reflect itself and show back again around 21st of September. And again, if you have any planet or any important point around 28 degrees of Pisces and Virgo, Gemini and Sagittarius, you're gonna feel it the most. And for others, you might just feel it but others are definitely going to feel it. And it is happening for you, guess where? In your 7th house. So if you just go back to a few days ago to August 23rd, oh my god, I look great. Yeah. Okay, let's not talk about me, because the new moon happened in my 1st house, so new style. 7th house, so something to do again with what? With your partners, love, business, best friends, connected also to your family. So big month. And I'm not sure if I want to make solar and lunar eclipse videos because other astrologers do that, but I can just tell you there are some misconceptions about eclipses. Some people say that you should not do anything important during eclipse season, but what I have noticed is that any aspect is an energy, so you can use the energy to your advantage. What I would suggest, if it has to do with something important that you're sure you want it, do it. If this is something that you are not sure and you probably have some fears, then don't do it. So let's say there is some kind of situation that might deal with your physical body, let's say surgery, and you're not sure about it, I would suggest not to do it. But let's say if you're 100% sure that you want to launch a business or you really want to have a baby, then this is the period that you do it. So I guess this reading is almost done because it's been 30 minutes and other signs are going to kill me because I might drain myself by the end of half of the signs. So we're moving to Aries, and again, if you're interested in one-on-one reading with me, you can email me. And if you're interested in studying astrology so that you don't wait for videos like this and make your own readings, join Astro Academy. The enrollment is open and I will let you know when you can start. And we're moving with, I said Aries? Nah, we're going to Aquarius. I'm going back, okay? I'm going back. I need a break. Just let me pause it. Hello, my lovely Aquarius. Hi, I'm so glad I'm back. And I hope you didn't forget me. And if you're new, again, my name is Soleil and I'm excited that you're here because we are fellas. I have some quite important objects and planets in Aquarius, so I feel you. And please make sure that you're checking your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign, because most of these things will make sense. But obviously for more specific, for you personalized readings, you have to do your own natal chart reading. Natal chart or forecast charts, you have to do it for yourself separately, because these type of videos are just like, you know, as I said, lottery, whatever matches, because we need to have specific details and degrees of your chart to make sure that everything is on point. Okay, so dear Aquariuses, I know the past year and few months have been a little bit tense and you probably felt like you're finally letting go, but now you're back. September is all about, so if you look back at spring and summer, it felt like, okay, whew, finally I feel relieved. And now you're like, okay, it feels like we're going back. September is the month that we are fully going back with so many things that are happening that are going to kind of show you the situations where you still have to get whatever lesson and whatever experience before you can move forward and evolve in this planet that we're living in. First things first, literally September 1st, Saturn is going back to Pisces, okay? And the thing is here, Saturn has been retrograde and it moved to Aries in spring of 2025. And that is all about your third house, okay? But now it's going back to your second house. So, dear Aquariuses, if in the past 3 years you have grown or gotten more responsible and independent about your financial situation and your finances. This is the month from September 1st until February 15th. You are getting back to this stage of your life where you have been getting closer to your financial goals, becoming more financially educated, understanding your self-worth and exactly what you want in terms of your stability and, like, you know, settlement. If you thought about settling somewhere, if you thought about how much money do I need to survive, and etc., this is the month where you will start going back to that and kind of finalizing. So to me, it looks like, let's say, just personal example, if I have in the past 3 years invested in Bitcoin, and around the time when Saturn moved to Aries, and I kind of like sold my Bitcoin, during this time it looks like you are rethinking that period, and maybe you're like, oh, maybe I should have not sold everything, or maybe I should have sold everything. Or if you have something left in your whatever tradings account, you're going to be like, okay, time to sell because now I think I can make a better return. Or maybe you are going back to learning about finances. Just let me know what have been happening for you for past 2 years when it comes to your stability, your finances, and self-worth, because I'm very curious to know. Because if we look at this forecast here, it looks like we can communicate around this topic together, because I've been growing a little bit here myself too. Okay, so as I said, from September 1st until February 14th, this is the topic of your life. Next thing that we are having is, look at this. Mercury enters Virgo, and it's going where? It's going to your 8th house. So again, the topics that have to do with your finances are quite the main focus of this whole month. So from September 2nd until September 18th, your thoughts are around money. Your thoughts are around values, about other people's support, financial support, or common resources with other people. It could be your partners, like business partners, or it could be your love partners. So this is like kind of like the main focus of some kind of investment, maybe done to you or you are doing for others, and that's why you're like, I need a return of my investment. ROI, return of investments. So that's like the type of conversations, thoughts that you are going to have during this time. I won't be surprised if some of you take courses on finances, or okay, you were probably like, oh, she's talking too much about finances. Okay, I got it. Maybe this is the period where you are having some kind of serious conversation with your partner, okay, about your stability, about your finances together, about what you two can do together to have something stable, okay? I hope it makes sense. Just let me know in comments, because I don't want to sound cuckoo at this point. For me, as I said, I don't have any partner, but I think I do have business partners. So maybe this is the period where I will have to be like, hey, the reason I didn't start this endeavor is because I was mentally sick and had situations happening for me and my family, okay? But I think I'm gonna start doing it or end it. Or it feels like it's gonna start, okay, around September 1st, and then it's gonna end by February. So this is like the period, September, October, November, December, January? Hey, wait. September, October, November, December, January, and February, 6 months. I think I made the wrong math for Pisces. So next 6 months are about giving back the finances or receiving the finances and making something stable. I believe this is it, because yeah, I feel you, because same. Next next thing is that Jupiter has been in your 6th house. It is in Cancer, and it is in your 6th house, and it is going to have like really harmonious aspects with the nodes. Okay, we have the nodes in Pisces and in Virgo. And again, where is that? You might ask, right? And I'll tell you. Money. It's in money. Guys, I'm telling you, this whole month is all about your stability. It's all about where do you see yourself financially, is where do you see it's so basically 2nd and 8th houses are literally the houses where you are face to face with your fears that have to do with your life, and something that you can touch. So it's not about dreaming, it's not about your hobbies and like all pink glasses and I don't know, pink champagne. I don't know, like it's not about that. It's about face the reality. This is the reality. You have to fear this and that, and for you it's about money, because Jupiter from your 6th house, that has to do with either your routine, your work, promotions, having this connection with the South and North node that are in your 2nd and 8th houses. So to me that looks like, guys, you are trying to figure out your life, your daily life, either that has to do with a promotion at work and getting this confidence to ask for promotion or move to a new job that is going to help you as a person in terms of kind of like, am I in the right place? Am I doing something that is meaningful to me, that is something that I can, you know, like look back after years and be like, I did a great job. And that has to do with your work and money and your stability and food on the table. Okay, maybe for others it has to do, yeah, also for others it can be around your health, around some kind of surgery, around your physical body, around your diet, around your routine, so that your body can transform. And then maybe if you in the past 2 years you had some issues with your health, with your physical body, this is the time kind of like when you are transforming and you have all the blessings and all the support. Okay, more specifically around 3rd of September. Next, Uranus is going retrograde on September 6th, and it is going retrograde in Gemini, which is in your 5th house. And it is kind of going to go retrograde in your 5th house until December. And then from December, it's going back. We're going to talk about it later. But until December, Uranus is going back in your 5th house. So I need to know everything. Spill the tea, dear Aquarius. Let me know what happened recently for you when it comes to your hobbies, when it comes to your kids, when it comes to love, like love, and anything that brings you joy. And to give you hints, it is everything that is sudden, very random, very out of nowhere, where you're like, did that actually happen? Is it real? And the thing is, it's Uranus, it's your planet, so it can also affect you in general. So something to do with big changes. I mean, they're big, but for you they were out of nowhere. So probably some of you realize that maybe you want to have babies, maybe you want to pursue your hobbies, maybe you want to monetize something that you love doing, or maybe you never knew that this friend of yours could be someone that you could fall in love with, or maybe out of nowhere, randomly, your best friend or your friend is in love with you. Or random, not planning, you got pregnant. I'm curious to know. Let me know in comments. But the thing is, whatever started happening randomly for you recently in the summer, it's going back. So you are going back to those feelings, to that state again, to see what actually happened, and you're seriously kind of being influenced by this energy, because it is your energy, and it is giving you a lot of power to kind of move forward. So I think it's good time until December to figure out your joy, whatever brings you joy, what it is that is there that is bringing you joy, that have to do with you, anything that has to do with your self-growth, that is connected to joy. Okay, it's not something like, oh, I should seriously take care of my health. It's more like, I think painting, or I think playing piano brings me joy, so I'm going to kind of focus and spend my time on that. Or like, for example, I really think that I have to do sports, and I figure that tennis is the best thing for me because it's supporting my inner child needs, and it's helping my physical body to get better. Okay, now next, this is exciting, right? Because on September 18th, Mercury enters Libra, and it's going to your 9th house. So Mercury, yeah, when Mercury goes to the 9th house, that's usually all of your thoughts, all of your, I would say, thoughts and research are around the topics that have to do with the 9th house. And that's what I teach my students in Astro Academy. 9th house have to do with anything with like abroad, that is studying, living, educating, moving abroad, or higher education, or expansion, or running some kind of marketing campaigns, or let's say for some of you who have kids, and I told you like there is some kind of sudden news that have to do with babies. Maybe some of your kids are getting pregnant, so you become a grandparent. Let me know in comments what it means. But basically, I believe some of the Aquariuses will be here thinking about either pursuing higher degree, maybe doing a new what is it, bachelor's or new program, because again, Uranus in the 5th house is giving you this like energy to be like, finally I want to pursue something that I actually like. So it looks like maybe some of you are going to sit down and start searching like programs, I don't know, hairdressing programs in Argentina. Bringing you my examples, okay? But like this type of vibe is there for you to start like searching either immigration programs or studying education programs, learning a new language, or very basic is receiving your passport, or extending, doing some kind of paperwork that has to do with something that is supporting you for doing something abroad, working abroad, traveling abroad. So I would assume most of the Aquarius during this time are going to prepare their documents for immigration. What is it, like extending your residency or applying for residency, and etc. Trust me, this is definitely going to happen for a majority of Aquarius this year. Either moon, rising, or the sun. I guarantee this because I know a lot of Aquariuses. Myself, moon, I'm receiving my passport and I'm thinking about this too. Okay. let's move forward. Then on September 19th, Venus enters Virgo and it goes to your 8th house. Okay. Now, we are talking about money again. So when Venus goes to the 8th house, that's usually either really good intimacy connection with your love partner, like really good intimacy connection right there, or it can also mean a lot of gifts from your partners, or it can mean that you're receiving some kind of financial support from somewhere. So let's assume that some of you are either applying for programs to study abroad, you are receiving scholarships, or you're receiving financial support from someone. Maybe somebody's buying you tickets, or somebody's paying for your fees, or somebody is like paying for your rent or for your documents, and etc. Okay. Or for some of you it can mean a fusion of your resources with your partner, because until September 19th Venus is in your is in Leo, in your 7th house. So until September 19th, some of you are either on dates, enjoying your time with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or are working with business partners on working on some kind of finances together, or you're having consultations. So now you're going forward with receiving kind of, you know, financial help or some kind of help from others. And if we do think, let's think, okay? Venus rules Libra and it rules Taurus, right? So Libra for you is in the 9th house. So again, I can confirm that some of you who are applying to study or work or do something abroad, you are receiving financial help. For others, it could be things related to your 4th house, I think, right? Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, so the 4th house. So to me, it looks like maybe some of you are receiving some kind of money for buying a house, or maybe you're receiving money from your parents, or you are supporting your parents financially. But yeah, it's connected to your living situation or abroad situation. I would definitely, I bet, let me know in comments, I bet some of you are probably looking for a new apartment to live in, to move in, or relocate, and you're finding really perfect that is matching your budget. That's my prediction for some of you. For others, it can be something else that I said. Whew. Next, Mars enters Scorpio on September 22nd. So until September 22nd, okay, until September 22nd, Mars is in your 9th house, joining by Mercury there, okay? So again, 9th house topics are quite important for Aquarius during this month. I see a lot of change that have to do with relocation or new opportunities for work, because when Mars enters your 10th house on September 22nd, that has to do with your work, and or it can be movement to either like some kind of promotion, or literally sitting down on LinkedIn and searching for new jobs, or again receiving a promotion or finding a new place to work in. But in the end of September, there might be some kind of conflict with people at work, or some kind of tense situation. So I might just let you know that in advance. But again, for like day-to-day and weekly readings, you can sign up for the weekly forecasts in the link down below. End of September is fully focused on your purpose in life, your career, your work. What exactly do you want to do in your life? But if we move to something like that is like a bigger shift during this month, we have eclipses. So first eclipse is happening around full moon. It's a lunar eclipse on September 7th. And guess where it's happening? It's happening in Pisces, in your second house. Oh my God. Dear Aquariuses, let me know what's happening with your money. Like, I really want to know. And again, I've been telling this and I will tell you again. Degrees are important. So for some of you, this period is going to be very meaningful, and definitely you're gonna notice if you have points that are 15 degrees, maybe from 13 until 18 degrees of Pisces or Virgo. If you have anything in those degrees, like any planets, any objects, any points, you are going to feel it the most, and it is going to affect your finances, because the second eclipse, that is solar eclipse, it's happening on 21st of September in Virgo, in your 8th house. Again, degrees here are 28, so we go a little bit up, like 25, 26, until maybe 0 degree Libra. So that range, you might feel it if you have points in those degrees. If not, then it might not even affect you. That's why I don't really want to make a video about, I don't usually make videos about eclipses, because as you can see, I spend a lot of time talking and it might not affect everyone. For that, we have weekly readings. So again, a lot of, like, this whole month is fully focused on your money, and I'm curious to know, and now I'm like even more curious about getting into trading and learning more about money. But again, if you're interested in learning astrology and making your own forecasts for yourself, for your family, and for other people, you can definitely enroll into my Astro Academy and learn everything astrology, super fast, super detailed, no philosophy, formulas, everything ready. Link is down below. Enroll, and I will announce the dates soon. And actually right now I'm recording, I'm making lectures on forecasts, so that's fun. You can join, and I can maybe add you for the courses already to see if it's something interesting for you. And I'm moving to Capricorns. Let me take a break. Hello, my lovely Capricorns. I'm so excited. I missed you guys so much. If you're new to this channel, hi, I am a Capricorn stallion, and I'm super excited to make this reading to see how my Capricorn fellas are doing. Sorry for the thing. But anyways, let's see how the life is looking for us and has been looking. And I'm glad to see you all. I'm glad to make this reading for you. So let me know in comments, who are you? Are you Capricorn rising? Are you Capricorn sun like me? Or are you Capricorn moon? Or if you have any other planets in Capricorn, because you're always welcome in this channel. So let's dive into this month. This whole month is a month of going back. Like there's a lot of retrograde energy, but it's not like slow energy. It's more like reflecting back into past situations and experiences and seeing how we can work with that energy moving forward. So really big things happening for us, and eclipses are here as well. And our favorite, the one and only, Saturn. Saturn is going retrograde, okay? And it is going back to where it was for the past 3 years. So if you are a Capricorn born with if you are a Capricorn born with Saturn in Pisces, we are getting back to it again. The thing is, Saturn entered Aries recently, so it might have shaked a lot of Capricorns, because Aries literally squares Capricorn. Ha. But if you are a Capricorn with a Saturn in Pisces, you probably felt the past 3 years more tense than the Saturn in Aries that happened recently. So on September 1st, Saturn goes back to Pisces until February 14th of 2026. So you are going back to situations that have to do with your third house. And what is that? So Saturn in a third house talks about, first of all, your siblings. It talks about people around you. That could be your neighbors, that could be your family, like cousins, aunts, uncles, and etc. Those type of people. It also deals with some kind of education. It deals with documents and papers, passports, and etc. So if in the past 3 years you had some kind of situations that kind of were around your siblings, I believe this is the time when you're kind of going back. I can like maybe also tell you that if you're a Capricorn, you probably know that Saturn is our planet and it identifies responsibilities and independence. Like, this is the key term of Saturn. It's not only limitations and restrictions, it's bigger than that. I grew up hearing that we have to be afraid of Saturn, etc. But I learned in the past 3 years that Saturn is actually our superpower, and the faster we get used to it, the faster we understand it's our power, the easier for us life gets. Because guess what? In the third house, it has to do anything with your documents and siblings, right? I would say for some Capricorns, Pisces, Saturn in your third house can mean that there should be some kind of restriction, some kind of boundary that have to do with your siblings. Because my whole family, like majority of my family, are Capricorns, and I have been noticing that some siblings over abuse their power or are a little bit disrespectful to their Capricorn siblings. And this is the period where you have to draw a line, okay? You have to draw a line and be like, I know you're my sibling, I know you're my family, you're my aunt, you're my uncle, but I think there should be some kind of limitation and boundary here where you stay as a sibling and do your sibling job and don't become my, let's say, my child. Like, for example, sometimes siblings can become more like a responsibility where you feel like you are an older and you have to become their parent, so you feel like you have to take care of them and etc. But that's not siblinghood, okay? That's parenthood. So I really do believe that for some Capricorns there is going to be some kind of boundary, no, it's more like going back, okay? So I'm going back to the experiences that you have had in the past 3 years, and this is where you will be drawing the line. You'll be like, okay, that was just for some of you. For others of you, it could be documents that have to do with you, that have to do with your money, that have to do also with, like, I don't know, passport, as I said, your identity. So maybe some of you were thinking and are thinking about changing your identity. I don't know how it sounds, but like probably your citizenship, let's say. That's a very basic example. Changing your citizenship, changing your surname, your name. So if you were thinking about that, those are like the changes that are happening for you. Okay, then Mercury enters Virgo on September 2nd, and that's your 9th house. So for majority of Capricorns, it looks like this whole month, okay, not the whole month because it's until September 18th. It looks like until September 18th, some of the Capricorns are definitely getting their documents ready, because I can't even like be like, yeah, let's talk about documents and move forward with other things. But yeah, like I have proof, because again, so many Capricorns around my life, around me. I can definitely tell some of you are finally receiving your passports or extension of your passports. Some of you are thinking about moving abroad. Some of you are planning your studies abroad or getting higher degree, or having this complete change of your environment, your thought process, and etc. And if some of you are in service industry, in industries where you are dealing with people, with clients, this is the moment where you can have the like marketing campaigns, do advertisements, and I don't know, sign up for some courses. That definitely could be something for you. And I can clearly see some of you are booking flights. You are booking flights. Some of you are thinking about relocating and moving somewhere. Now, the whole time, Jupiter is in your 7th house, and it is having really nice aspects with the South Node and the North Node that are actually in your 3rd house and in your 9th house. So a lot of document preparation, a lot of thoughts about moving abroad with your partners, or if we're talking about business, because Jupiter is in your 7th house, then probably you are expanding and running your businesses, or having a lot of busyness with your work, with your partner, business partner. But again, for others of you, it's a lot of movement happening, like really big changes are happening for you this month that are kind of relocating you mentally or physically. Next thing is that Uranus is going retrograde September 6th, okay? And at the moment, Uranus is in your 6th house. So let me know what started happening for you when Uranus entered your 6th house, like early summer this year. Because I can tell you, I kid you not, 6th house is about routine. It's about your daily activities. It's about anything that you do on a daily basis. And Uranus, when it goes to anywhere, it brings sudden random changes that have to do with that field. And that's what I am teaching in my Astro Academy that anyone can join. And the thing is, it's so sudden, it's so random, that even if you were lazy your whole entire life, this will feel very like, excuse me, what? My example, literally the moment, I believe it was July 7th, the moment Uranus entered the 6th house, let's say, it entered Gemini, that day, my whole routine, for some reason, somehow, I can't even remember how, but it changed. I would go to sleep at 8-9 p.m. and wake up at 4-5 a.m. and then would be done with all of my daily activities by 9 a.m. It was so sudden, but I loved it. I loved it because I'm a Uranian person as well. I never thought that I would be an early bird because I'm a night owl, and it turned out that I'm obsessed with meeting the sunrise. It was so random. For some of you might seem like, oh my god, such a like just a routine, because my mom's a Capricorn. She wakes up at 5 a.m. every single day for like past 30 years that I've been observing her. But for me as a night owl person, it was so sudden and so random and so wow. I loved it. And it was crazy. But for my mom, who is a Capricorn but very late degree Capricorn, for her, this Uranus entering to her 6th house finally gave her the push to take care of her health, which she was afraid to do so. So, and obviously that can also mean work changes for some of you who are working. So maybe some promotion that you were not expecting, or a big change in your career that you were not planning to do, or like you were like working for 10 years or 3 years in some kind of company, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, time to move to something completely different. This is also when I decided to fully focus on astrology, because I was combining beauty and manufacturing, which is also the 6th house. I decided to be like, no, I'm just gonna fully dedicate myself into astrology, because that's where I feel like I belong more. And yeah, that's what happened for me. So maybe also for you, you'll be like, that's it, I'm no longer doing this, I will fully dedicate myself into that kind of field. And this is the moment where Uranus will go back, and it will kind of I believe it's going to go back to show you what hasn't been finished, that was related to something that recently happened. So let's say if it's health situation, Uranus going back will be like, okay, I gave you a chance to suddenly change everything with your health and you didn't take it, so here it is again, fix it. Or if it's like sudden career change, then it's going to go back and be like, okay, you need to first complete this something here that you didn't, and you randomly moved to something new, and then go back to your something new later on. You get the point, right? You get the point. Big changes, sudden changes. Okay. And the thing is, around December, it's going to go back to Taurus, so to your old ways. But we're gonna talk about it later. Okay, moving on. So September 18th, Mercury enters Libra, so it goes to your 10th house. So it looks like until 19th, you're figuring out your expansion, your movement to wherever, preparing documents, and now from 19th of September, it's kind of becoming more like official. You are fully changing your career. Let's say you are making it more finalized, you're making it more official. If you were waiting for your passport or your documents, you're finally receiving it. You are finally changing your surname, your name. Maybe you're getting married, who knows, getting a promotion, and etc., or finalizing your next move, because 10th house is about kind of like strategy. It's about plans, it's about your next step, which is very symbolic of Capricorn. So definitely looks like, okay, we are finally deciding to make this big change, to do something and move forward. Okay, if it's not for you, fine. Then it can also mean that maybe some of you are sitting down there with this Uranus in your 6th house, and you're just searching on LinkedIn for a new job or asking for a promotion. And for that, you will be preparing your documents, because Saturn, remember, Saturn is preparing your documents, making things polished, better, and finally moving forward. And for me, that would be finalizing my Astro Academy and making sure that I am working on promotion to get the students, finally getting this course to the students to grow and expand their astrological knowledge. I guess that's for me. And for my mom, that would be probably thinking about her things that have to do with the housing, with her house, and with her new relocation that is being promoted by me. So yeah, it can play out in many different ways for all types of Capricorns. Now, in addition to all of that, we're going to add Venus. Venus enters the 9th house on September 19th, which means until September 19th, Venus is in your 8th house and kind of giving you financial support from someone or from somewhere. It could be from your family members, or it has to do with your housing situation. but you are receiving some kind of financial support or understanding of your finances. And then from September 19th, it's officially on. Like again, your 9th house, your 3rd house, this whole month are completely turned on. And I believe, as I said, like until September 18th, you and the Mercury are thinking about the topics that I discussed in the beginning. And from September 19th, it's becoming official because you have the support of Venus here for sure. Okay. Now, up until September 22nd, Mars is in your 10th house. It's in your 10th house. It's kind of making all of your plans, all of the things that you were thinking about, more active. So you're actually taking some steps towards some kind of status change, some kind of different future, some kind of plan that you are taking into consideration. Because from 22nd of September, Mars moves into Scorpio and it goes to your 11th house. So this is when, for some of you, your dreams are going to come true. So you are going to execute your plans and receive some kind of results at this point. Or for some of you, it could be that your communication with your community, with your friends, is getting more fiery. It's getting more active, okay? You're communicating more with your friends, with your community, with people that you care about. And or it can mean there could be some conflicts with your people, close people. And we have a Saturn in the 3rd house activation here. So yeah, it looks like probably maybe there could be some arguments. Or for others of you, it could mean that you either will change your team, or your team will expand, or there will be some kind of changes within your team. So that literally can mean you're at work, your team at work, or it can mean that you will join some kind of group, or it can mean, if we combine it with the Jupiter in your 7th house and Mars in 11th house, we are receiving big opportunities for consultations, for more exposure. So let's say if you are running a YouTube channel, then you are receiving exposure, more clients, more people coming in to work with you, to talk to you, and those sort of things. And I'll tell you something, okay? So my mom is a Capricorn, okay? But she has very, very, very strong Scorpio and Pisces energy. And she has a North Node in Cancer. So she's quite an empath, channeler, yeah. And more on even if she doesn't know about it, she's more on the spiritual side of like seeing dreams and etc. And she practiced like card readings, like specific different types of cards, not tarot. And kind of it was natural for her. So I was looking at her chart because we didn't know her time of birth. So I did a rectification. If you don't know what it is, it's getting back the time of birth, even if we don't know it, by like checking some events in life and then coming up with the time of birth. And it's not a secret. She has red hair, like very visible face, like very sharp nose, very evident forehead, and she gets red when she's pissed. Aries rising. So yeah, I did a rectification and her 8th house and her 12th house got way stronger, and her Venus went to her 8th house. And I'm like, my mom can make a lot of money from things to do with the 8th house. So I believe that her talent is in the 8th house that has to do with tarot. And I don't have a connection with tarot. So I gave my tarot to her to do like a spontaneous reading. I was like, can you just try? And so there is this thing where some people cannot connect with tarot, or some people are kind of closed off. I don't know why I'm telling you this story, but it feels like some of you might relate. So I gave her the cards, and I've had a lot of tarot readings and none of them would match with my future plans. Like they would always match with my past but not the future. And she just drew the cards and she didn't know about none of my plans. She just knows that I'm making Astro Academy but nothing else. She doesn't know about the timing, she doesn't know about nothing. So she drew the cards and we interpret them with ChatGPT with the timing and everything. So on point, to the point that I was like, okay, I was a little bit skeptical of tarot. Let me test it with other people who actually believe in tarot. So she didn't want it, but I kind of forced her because that's a Capricorn way of doing things, forcing. And I recommended her to my friends who paid her, by the way. So they paid her because her money is in tarot. And they approved. So I really do believe that some of people out here, Capricorns, are finding their ways to make new source of income that is going to match their energy, that is going to become, that is like natural for you. That is why I think that there is a lot of changes that are happening for you that have to do with your work, with your documents, and expansion in your mentality, in your knowledge, and etc. Because once we enter this month, on September 7th, we have a full moon and lunar eclipse. And that is in Pisces, that is again in your 3rd house. So I feel like, again, we are talking about some kind of resolution that have to do with your documents, that have to do with your knowledge and your skills that you can monetize and use with your hands. And this full moon lunar eclipse is happening at 15 degrees of Pisces. So if you have anything in 15 degrees of Capricorn, so we can go back to like 2 degrees, like let's say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 degrees. So if you have anything, any planet in these degrees, you are going to get affected. I mean, positively, because it's a trine. Nice. Welcome back. Sorry. So, the degrees that I mentioned, they are going to affect people like Capricorns for sure, because it's a trine. So there is some kind of conclusion. Maybe some situation that you have had with your siblings is going to resurface and you kind of going to finalize. Very simple example could be maybe you had a fight with your sibling two lunar months ago, or a month, or like recently, and now you are kind of like getting back to them and you are going to like make things better. Okay, I'm not liking this angle, let me fix that. Okay, now it's better, I just don't have to do something. Okay, whoa. The universe doesn't want me to talk to Capricorns because it's like, oh, don't tell them the truth. Anyways, the truth is that a lot of Capricorns this whole month are having a lot of big change that are happening mentally, physically, and a lot of information coming, but because I call it like very completely different things, different routine because of the Uranus, okay? And on 21st of September, we're having a solar eclipse in Virgo, okay? In Virgo again, in the 9th house. In the 9th house, and the degrees are 28. So we go a little bit back, like let's say 26 or 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 degrees. If you have anything in these degrees, you are definitely receiving the trine. And it's something that's also coming from 23rd of August this month. So something that recently happened for you on 23rd of August, maybe you talked about something, some kind of relocation, some kind of traveling abroad with someone, with your family or education or etc. You're going to have that conversation again, or you're going to reflect back onto that topic. It can also, for some of the Capricorns, it can also mean that maybe you are becoming a grandparent. If you have your kids, maybe this is the time where you get grandkids, or the news about grandkids. Yeah, I can't go on and talk a lot because, whoa, I have too much to talk about. But we're gonna move on to other signs. So you need to make sure that you are checking your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising signs. And if you're interested in like more forecasts on a daily basis, on like weekly basis, you can sign up down there, and the links are down below. And if you want to study astrology with me, you can enroll for the course because it's launching soon. I will let you know by email when. And we're moving to Sagittarius. Okay. Hello, my lovely Sagittariuses. We are having a really big month of reflection and kind of looking back in the past and seeing how we can make a change in our lives. And let me tell you the truth, it's kind of connected to your family, it's connected to your settling, it's connected to your roots, to your career and life in general. It's very specific, right? So let's dive in to this energy. September 1st, Saturn is going retrograde, and it is going retrograde, but it is going back to Aries. And it's going, wait a minute, it's going back to Aries. Hold on a second, let me, okay, that's Sagittarius, that is correct. It is going back retrograde from Aries, and it is going to go back to Pisces. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But okay, for those who don't care about the signs and etc., what does it mean? So recently, Saturn entered Aries, so some of you might have felt relief. You're finally kind of like feeling that everything is fine. But no, Saturn going back retrograde to the 4th house gives you a lot of room for thoughts about your living situation, about your home country, about your home in general. So it's more like in the past 3 years, some of you have probably changed your location. You became more distant and further away from your home country, from your parents, or your parents became distant. You can take it literally, you can take it illiterally. There are many ways you can interpret that. But there has been some kind of change in your living situation and distance between you and your family. But I also consider this as a responsibility taking over your living situation yourself. So you are becoming more responsible when it comes to your own house, your own place of living, and kind of building your own roots and your own family, right? It might have been tough for you, for some of you, but now it looks like you are going back to this period where you are going to either rethink or be more practical and actually take some steps into relocation. Because Sagittarius, Capricorn, because Saturn rules your 2nd house of money and also your 3rd house of your friends and people close to you in your family. And it looks like to me you are going to have to make some kind of decisions, financial decisions that have to do with your living space. And again, these are the topics that might have happened for you in the past. So it's either the topics surrounding your family, your parents, or your actual housing, or your relocation, or your new, let's say, migration and citizenship, because this is very something normal that is happening nowadays. So relocation, immigration, your parents. This is what's kind of going to happen, and it's going to last from 1st of September until February. So next 6 months are the months where you are going to have a lot of thoughts and a lot of experiences that kind of are going to shake up your mind, and you are going to make new decisions or kind of ground yourself to the old decisions that you have already made in the past 2 years and be like, okay, the lesson has been learned in the past 2 years and I have to focus on that and make sure that I am more stable, because Saturn is all about stability, rationality, and responsibility. So it's not about like jumping around and doing new things. It's about like, okay, let's focus on something that you have crafted and tried in the past 2 years, and let's kind of finalize it and make it more stable so that you kind of have a foundation to move forward with other things in your life after February. So let me know in comments what it is exactly for you. Then Mercury enters Virgo on September 10th, and that is your 10th house. So again, you are having some kind of thoughts, some kind of conversations, some kind of things to do with your settling, with your new environment, with your new country, with a relocation. But more specifically, there is like a thought about changes, like your status change, a promotion, or your new place, new country, or new residency. Like things of that sort are here. But I can definitely can see some Sagittarius sitting down and going through LinkedIn and searching for new job opportunities or asking for promotion. I can also see that some of you are going to receive some kind of promotion, but something that is definitely going to influence the future in terms of your place of living, in terms of your new house, if that makes sense. Also, it can mean some of you are planning to get married, and that's also going to change your status. That's why, like, when you get married, you get a new house and etc., new parents and etc. All right. Okay, moving forward. Uranus goes retrograde on September 6th, and it is connected to your 7th house. So recently, I feel like in July, you should let me know. In July, around like end of spring, early summer, and summer, some kind of new changes started happening with you and your relationships, either with your love partners, business partners, or best friends. So some kind of sudden, unexpected, unplanned change that has happened for you that might have influenced your relationship with your partners has surfaced, and now it's going to resurface. So now you're kind of going back to something that happened in the summer, this summer, and this change is kind of giving you, it's very much affecting you, your career, your work, and your living place. Okay, and it is connected to the partner or a business partner. I am really curious to hear your examples on what kind of random, very sudden changes might have happened for you in the past 2 months, July, August, 2 months. Yeah, like something very random that kind of might have shaped your thought or thinking process that have to do with everything that I just explained. And let me tell you, maybe it will sound a little bit boring, but I'm sorry, this whole month is all about your career. It's all about your living place. And there's like so many transits that are proving that. Like a lot of big changes that are happening with your thinking, like a lot of realization that there is something specific that you want, and this is exactly not what you want. Something to do with your partners. Maybe you're figuring out that this is not the partner that I want, or for some of you it looks like you out of the bloom, out of nowhere, got a marriage proposal, and you're like, huh? Now I have to relocate, now I have to change. And it's like, am I happy about it, or am I not? I'm not sure. Like, yeah. This sounds very intense and light at the same time. So you should let me know. Then let's go. Mercury enters Libra on September 18th, and it's going to your 11th house. So when Mercury goes to your 11th house, here you're having, like, you will notice that you're having more conversation with your friends, a lot of reunification with your friends, or joining some kind of communities, or you are making like a 5-year goal or 10-year plan. Like, you're having specific goals, specific timeline, and specific things to do in the upcoming few months or a few years, I think. And again, if there are people who are in consultation, service fields, this is the moment where you are going to receive like more recognition and more exposure. So time to use that, okay? Then Venus enters your 10th house on September 19th, and until September 19th it's in your 9th house. So it also looks like some of you are either having promotions, or you are thinking about traveling, thinking about moving somewhere. Maybe some of you were even applying, okay, not even thinking, but actually applying or receiving offers to expand your knowledge, to try some kind of new courses, or go on business trips. Yeah, going for business trips, joining some kind of events, joining some kind of conferences, and you're probably receiving funding for that, or you're making money from offering consultations or doing something with other people. Now, from September 19th, Venus goes to Virgo, to your 10th house. To me, that looks like a promotion. That looks like check coming in, like some kind of new job position, some kind of, again, marriage for some of you. Let me know if any of you are getting married, because I'm excited to know. Random marriage proposal, so you're getting married this period, and that's crazy. If you're like, I don't think so, I believe by the end of this September, you are going to have some kind of very random, out of nowhere proposal or offer. Like, you'll see. I mean, I'll see. Let me know in comments, please. Then what do we have here? Mars is in your 11th house of, again, as I said, like your friends, conferences, your groups, some kind of community. And from 22nd of September, it moves to your 12th house. So here, when Mars goes to your 12th house, I really do believe some of you are going to think about relocation. Or some of you are going to do something secretively without telling any living soul. You're going to keep it to yourself. You're not going to share it with anyone. Some hidden things that you are going to do by yourself without telling anyone. And it is connected to your 5th house. That is about your partners. So that's curious to me to know that you are either going to have I'm having, like, many options, because in astrology we have many things that can happen within one house. That's what I teach in my Astro Academy, so you can join too. But one of the things that I'm going to kind of like connect all the aspects and all the Sagittarius I might know, it looks like you are going to have like a scenario, okay? Let me know if it plays out for some of you. A scenario. Out of nowhere, some kind of random dude or woman approaches you, and you're like, woo, new romance happening. And then you're like, I think I should keep it hidden. It's like Emily in Paris when she meets this Marcello guy from Italy, while she's kind of like, you know, trying to resolve her situation with Gabriel, but then she's dating Marcello and like testing the waters, but she's like not fine, like it's not finalized, something like that. Or it can mean like randomly some kind of new person comes into your life and you are like, I don't want to make it public yet, but I want to see where it can go. So a lot of romance that is hidden. Or because of your part, maybe something happens in your partner's life, like their work or their education, so they are suggesting you to relocate or to move somewhere. Or it can mean that you receive some kind of offer and it is about like moving somewhere. Right, let me put my phone on charge. It feels like it's dying. And the juice of this whole month is that we're having solar eclipse and lunar eclipse both in the same month. So expect big changes in the market and in your life. I sound like a salesy person. But anyways, we have the eclipses that are literally going to shift your whole life. I'm not joking. So there are like big changes happening for you, especially if your degrees are matching with eclipses. First, on 7th of September, we're having a full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces, 15 degrees. So if you have anything in 15 degrees, from like, let's say 12, 13 degrees up to 18 degrees of Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, and what is the other one? Gemini. If you have any degrees in there, okay, I mean, if you have any objects or planets in those degrees, you are definitely going to feel the vibes of eclipses. If not, if you don't, then you don't. That's why astrology is so personalized. Not everyone is going to have big changes in their life, because that wouldn't make sense. So some of you are going to have big changes, and these revolve around your home, your place of living, your parents, your home country, your relocation, your immigration. And the one on 21st of September is solar eclipse in Virgo, 28 degrees. So if we start from 26 degrees up until 30 degrees, if you have any planets, objects within these degrees, you're also going to definitely feel the vibes, and it's happening in the 10th house. So career change, status change, marriage, anything like big that is going to completely give you like whoa before and after, that's what's happening for you. But again, the degrees should match. If not, then don't blame me. Don't say astrology is unreal. It is real if you know your time of birth. Okay, and the thing is, this solar eclipse kind of energy. Okay, the energy that is happening from 23rd of August. So that's the energy. So if something happened around 23rd of August, that is kind of a big change for you. Around 23rd of August, it's kind of like that kind of is the cycle that is going to happen on 21st of September. And I think I gave you a lot of information to process, and I'm telling you, everything that I just gave you, it's literally less than 50% of what's actually like fully going to happen, like is about to happen in September. So for that, you can sign up for monthly forecasts that I'm going to send emails. So there you will have like daily forecasts, because that's easier, because I can't sit down and talk for hours about all the aspects that are happening within the month. So if you're interested in one-on-one consultations, you know where to find me. And if you want to study astrology with me, the links are down below. Enroll. I'm so excited. I'm finally finalizing and finishing everything. I actually wanted to know that I'm looking for someone to help me with my course, but I guess it's too late. And I'll see you in your sun, rising, or moon, and I'm moving to Scorpio. Hello, my lovely Scorpios. This is your September reading, and I can tell you the theme of this whole month is going to be love. Love. Yeah, so you are about to have like big changes or repeating changes from recent months that are related to everything that you love, to your goals, to your plans that are about your future, either with someone or by yourself, but definitely something that you might enjoy to know about. So buckle up and make sure that you're checking your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. So also let me know in comments what moon are you, what Scorpio are you? So let's dive in. So Saturn is already retrograde in Aries, but it's moving back to Pisces where it was in the past 3 years. And that's September 1st. Saturn is going back to Pisces, to your 5th house. That has to do with love and your hobbies and your kids and everything that brings you joy in business. And it's going to be there for last time in next 30 years, I guess. Until February 14th. Look at that number, 14th of February, okay? So that's love, triple confirmed for you, okay? So here we're going back to the situations that have been happening for you in the past 3 years that have to do with your love, and it looks like your love situation is kind of secretive for majority of people in your life, so you probably don't share this much with other people, but you can't lie to me. It looks like there is like a last push, last bell ring about the way that you treat your love situation, your kids, your business, your everything that brings you joy. So if I were to say it like bluntly here, it looks like some of you don't have boundaries when it comes to showing your love or receiving love or enjoying things. So Saturn here brings you to last chance for next 6 months to show you how to kind of love yourself more and put boundaries, especially for people who don't actually appreciate you. Or this is something I heard recently and I was like, okay, can I say it in my channel? I don't want to be super blunt, but here I go. Maybe for some of you, your children are kind of over abusing their power to kind of maybe manipulate you just because you love them that much, or asking you for things that they shouldn't, like give you a lot of money where they are already old enough to make their own money and become more responsible. So again, anything that has to do with your kids, with your romantic relationships, with your business, with your hobbies, and how you express love or receive love, there will be last chance to put the boundaries, to learn the lesson, to choose your heart, to choose yourself. Because we're also going to have eclipses during this period that are happening for you, especially in your love and kids fields, entertainment and joy, okay? So the first eclipse is on September 7th. It's a full moon and lunar eclipse, okay? It's like a conclusion, like a closure, a conclusion that has to do with some of you for in the fields that have to do with your kids. For some of you, it's about your love partner, your romantic relationships, the way that you feel or express yourself or show love. That's like a ending, a closure. So take it as it is, like maybe ending of a relationship where you are not being loved, where you're not being cherished, where you are not being given enough love, or maybe it can be an ending of you saying no to your kids. Maybe it's an ending of like quitting a job where it's not something that you love. Maybe it's also, it can be, maybe for some of you it's an ending of the business that you started, and you might have like not liked it as much, so you're like ending that as well. Or vice versa, you're ending some kind of job and finally moving towards your goal of having your own business. And there's many more things that I also teach you in my Astro Academy, so you can join if you want. And if you hear it many times, that's the only way I can promote my course, okay? So don't judge me. Like, I don't do ads, I don't run ads, so this is the only platform where I can talk about my course that you can join. Okay, now this eclipse is going to affect people who have planets or any objects or any important points in degrees from like 12-13 degrees up until 18 degrees. So if you have any planets in those degrees, you are definitely going to have this like beautiful closure and ending, like very positive. Then Mercury enters Virgo on September 2nd, and it's going to be there until September 18th. And in your 11th house, that's definitely things that are about communities, about events, about some kind of conferences that you're joining or thinking about, or you're making like 10-15 year plans ahead. Or for some of you, it can be exposure and ending on some kind of TV or ads. People are noticing you more, because in addition to that, you have Jupiter in your 9th house this whole time. So some kind of exposure, some kind of marketing campaign that is like just running, okay? Running. You're traveling more, you are meeting more with your friends, so you can also notice that you're having a lot of conversation with your close friends or community. Then on September 16th, Uranus is going retrograde, and it is going retrograde in your 8th house. Now, here with Uranus, you can never tell specifically what it can bring, but you can definitely say it's something random, sudden, out of nowhere. But you can also tell the field. So for you, it's the field of other people's money, it's inheritances, it's some kind of money that is randomly out of nowhere thrown at you, and you're like, whoa, what? I didn't know that could happen. Like, whoa. Oh, that's random, right? And I'm really curious to know how it plays out for you specifically, because again, with Aquarius energy, with Uranus, it's always random. And I want to know what kind of sudden, out of nowhere news event that has to do with 8th house experiences, which is other people's money, things to do with some kind of transformation, or it can also be some kind of death for some people that happened in the past 2 months, that happened out of nowhere, and you did not, nobody expected that. Something very new, but very transformative financially, or whatever other ways related to your family, to some house inheritance, some mortgage related, parents, as I said. Yeah, I'm curious, very curious to know. Let me know, okay? I bet you're not gonna let know, because Scorpio is a very secretive sign, so I won't be surprised. Then Mercury will go to Libra. It goes to your 12th house, so more secrets. So during this time, some of you are planning or researching about relocation, immigration, travels abroad, or some of you are receiving some kind of promotion or some kind of, like, you know, business trip abroad somewhere. So again, a lot of travels I can see here happening for you. So this whole year is a lot of traveling for you. Now, the big event. Up until September 22nd, Mars is in your 12th house, okay? So a lot of thoughts, a lot of actions happening behind the scenes for you until September 22nd. Again, a lot of immigration, a lot of things about working abroad, retreats, taking care of your health, and etc. And now from 22nd of September, Mars enters your first house. And let me tell you, like, you should take note of this period because you're gonna see so much energy. You're gonna feel and experience a lot of movement. You're gonna travel a lot, like you're gonna move a lot. You're gonna notice that you have this like confidence, so much, like actions are going to be out there, and you will feel like you can turn mountains upside down and achieve your goals and etc. Because Mars also rules Scorpio, so you will feel invincible, like nothing can stop you. You will be like moving forward and achieving things. And also on September 21st, we are having a solar eclipse in Virgo in your 11th house. Okay, solar eclipse in your 11th house. So as I said, a lot of things to do with your children, with your goals in life, with some kind of major big events and plans in your life that have to do either with your hobbies, with your business, with the things that you love, or with other people's children, or with your own kids. And also, if you look back at 23rd of August, maybe it's a repetition, or you had some kind of clue here and now it's going to repeat. And degrees here are 28. So here we start 26, 28, 29, 30. These are degrees that are going to be affected the most. And if you want to have like private consultation to be very specific about your degrees, you can always reach out to me and we can have a reading together. But for now, we're moving to Libra. So I will see you soon. Ciao. Hello, my lovely Libras. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm super excited to make this September reading for y'all. I don't know where this accent is coming from. But anyways, this month is quite, I would say, interesting for Libras, especially because I think there's going to happen so many little events in your life that you're going to be extremely busy and exhausted. And these eclipses are also happening in the houses where will make you kind of tired because you're going to have, again, a lot of events. So let's dive in. First of all, Saturn is retrograde, and on the 1st of September, it's actually going back to where it was for the past 3 years, okay? You might have noticed a big change or some kind of hints of changes that have to do with your relationships, right? With your partners, business or love partners, or best friends. But now, this Saturn is going to take you back to your 6th house. So anything that has to do with your work, with your routine, and with your health and pets are going to be questioned to kind of put the last dot so that you can move forward with new lessons in your life. So in the past 3 years, life, more specifically Saturn, has been teaching you lessons about taking responsibility and becoming more serious about your routine, your daily tasks, your pets, and more importantly about your health. But I would see the connection between you and your work. So I would say in the past 3 years you have been working your off. Okay, ASS. You have been working super hard, and it feels like I feel like there is going to be like a big change in your career that have to do either with a promotion or with new ways of setting boundaries at work. So for example, if someone has been forcing you to overwork or do things extra, that would cause a lot of health issues, like you would become more tired and etc. This is the time, the last chance for you to stand up for yourself, okay? Become your own little warrior and be like, I don't want to do this. This is overworking and I don't want to do that. It's going to damage my health. Or it could be that maybe in the past 3 years you have been jumping from job to job and choosing like different things and trying to find your way in a career in work industry. So now this is kind of like your last push to kind of go back to something that you have done in the past 3 years and kind of finalize and choose exactly that is something that is more something that suits you the most, something that is going to promote you even higher and make you a professional in that specific field. So I would sit back and see what changes are happening in my life from September until February 14th. So check that out and see where are you being called back to, and see if that's something that you're good at and you could kind of promote yourself and progress and evolve and become kind of a specialist in that specific field. And I will also kind of convince you to focus on your health and make sure that health is something that you are prioritizing, the health of yourself and your pets. If you were planning to get a pet but for some reason you did not, maybe this is your last chance. Okay, that sounds harsh maybe, but like maybe this is again your chance to reconsider that. Next, okay, we have a lot of this whole month is a lot of focus on your mental health, your physical health, your career, and your money. So you got the point already, right? Mercury is in Virgo from September 2nd until 18th of September, and it's in your 12th house. So with Mercury in a 12th house, that's usually the way that it plays out. It has to do with anything with relocation, anything with immigration, anything to kind of like move abroad, study abroad. I don't know why I'm yelling, but I guess you need to hear it. Some of you are going to research and like basically sit down and make a lot of research on what to do next. In terms of relocation, where to move, where to kind of find the peace of mind. But also for others of you, maybe you will be spending more time in a hospital taking care of someone, or perhaps you could be going on a retreat to take care of yourself and chill and relax. Okay, now I'm sorry, 1 second. I need to check something. Also, I will add something. In the past 3 years, some of you have been probably taking care of your family member, because Saturn was in your 6th house, and Saturn is the ruler of your 4th house, which we study also. Like I teach this in my Astro Academy. Saturn rules your family members, your parents, and also for some of you it could be your 3rd house a little bit and the 5th house. So people that are close to you, it looks like in the past 3 years you have been taking care of them. So you might have spent a lot of time either worrying about the health of your family member or spending time in a hospital. So it feels like September is like last stage of that, where things are going to get sorted out and finalized and become more clear on where you are moving forward. That's for some of you, okay? Don't be scared, or don't be like, oh my god, why she's this and that. That's for some of you, because again, you have so many aspects that are in the 12th house and in the 6th house, and the eclipses are there as well. So I would say September is quite tiring for Libras. No room for romance, right? I shouldn't message the Libra guy anymore. Okay. T. Okay. No. Now, all right. Okay. Mercury Then it will move to your own sign, to Libra, on September 18th. So now it feels like until 18th of September, you're in some kind of worries, you're taking care of other people, and you're trying to figure out what to do next. From September 18th, you're going to be like chilling out and taking care more of yourself, especially your mental health. You're gonna relax more, you're gonna spend more time with yourself alone and be like, okay, finally. For others of you, you are going to prepare some kind of documents that are related to your, I don't know, to your immigration. Let's say you're preparing your residency permit, you're preparing your passport, you're preparing your documents for education, for studying abroad, and etc. Okay. Then Mars is also in Libra until 22nd of September. So even though it looks like there's a lot of thoughts that are happening in you, within you, in your brain, but there is also a lot of activity, and you feel like there's a lot of movement and a lot of things that are happening where you are busy physically moving and doing things. But from 22nd of September, Mars is going to go to your second house, and that's where you're gonna start thinking more about money. You're gonna start thinking about the ways to make more money, more strategical ways to kind of invest or do trading or save money, spend money. Also in the end of this, in September, I would suggest you to kind of be a little bit careful with spending. So if there is something important that you need to buy or do, okay. But if it's something like random out of nowhere, the suggestion is to be like, let's keep it simple and let's not overthink. Okay. Also, there's also big change happening in your career and your status in general. So some of you, okay, because it's Jupiter in the 10th house, it's kind of affecting your 6th and 12th houses. So there is like a change of your status. Something is happening that is going to completely change your life to before and after. But also for some of you, maybe there is going to be, maybe some of you already got married and etc. Yeah, because you had already the aspects for that. Maybe it's kind of getting closer to that stage of marriage, but I think the action should have been set already. Money from 22nd of September. Then eclipses. The first eclipse is happening around September 7th. It's full moon and lunar eclipse, 15 degrees of Pisces. So if you have any planets or objects around those degrees from 12 to 18, you are definitely going to get influenced by this full moon lunar eclipse, which is a conclusion, ending, and finalizing some kind of situations that have to do with everything that I mentioned above, more specifically about health or taking care of somebody, because the 6th house is responsible for taking care of somebody else. That could be there could be some kind of conclusion and ending there. Maybe some kind of promotion situation where work related things are also going to be there to finalize. But again, if you don't have any objects or planets or points in those degrees, you're not going to feel it as much. The next eclipse is on 21st of September, and it is in Virgo. 28 degrees of Virgo in your 12th house. So if you have, again, any objects, planets, points from 26 until 30 degrees of Virgo, you're going to get influence and feel it. But it's also related to the new moon that happened in August, 23rd of August. So if you had something during that period that happened that has to do with your 12th house of immigration, of traveling, of relocation, of your mental health, or some kind of working abroad, things of secretive side of yours, it's going to kind of repeat and set some kind of new new wave in your life, I would say. And if you ever wanted to study astrology, you can join my Astro Academy. The enrollment is open. If you want to receive monthly, weekly readings with daily breakdowns, you can sign up for emails down there. It's for free. Okay, and if you want to have a consultations with me, you can definitely email me. And we're moving on with Virgos. Let me take a break. Hello my lovely Virgos. Oh my god, it's been quite a while and quite long since we last met, and let me tell you, I know the past 3 years have been crazy and have been probably tough for some of you, but this month is kind of like beginning of finalizing, beginning of ending of the past 3 year cycle before we're moving forward with new experiences and new circumstances and life lessons. So let's dive in, but I can tell you in advance, I feel you all, and that is why, to make sure that we're on the same page, you need to make sure that you're checking your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And also, if you think that some things are not matching or working out for you, especially date-wise and the period-wise, it's probably because you need to check your natal chart for specific degrees and angles, okay? Because this is just a general reading. For more specific reading, you can definitely approach me for a private reading with specific details. So let's get into it. Saturn has been in your 7th house in the past 3 years, and oh boy, if you were born in 1990, end of 1993, 94, 95, and a little bit of 96, you have probably went through a lot of transformation when it comes to 7th house situations, which has to do with your love partners, business partners, and maybe best friends. So very close people in your life that kind of have big influence on you. So that's like the type of vibe that you have been having in the past 3 years. But then in the middle of this year, you probably felt like the relief, and you're like, whoo, we're moving forward with something new. But I bet if you are a Virgo or anyone with Saturn in Aries in your natal chart, you just started feeling the vibes of the lessons from Saturn. But for those who have Saturn, they're Pisces, I bet you have thought that, okay, we're finally like, whoo, I feel better. No, we're moving back. From September 1st, the Saturn that is retrograde, it's going back to Pisces. And if you have really n degrees of Pisces, you're gonna experience this Saturn a lot in your 7th house of partnerships. And so basically, okay, I'm not gonna wish you like talk too much about it, but I can tell you that the situations that have to do with your business partners, love partners, or best friends, or some, oh my god, I'm afraid to say that, but like court stuff and suing people, those topics are coming back for the final touch, last round before checkmate and we move forward. So this whole vibe is going to last from September until February 14th. So 6 months of kind of like the universe is like, do you really want to like move forward without setting the boundaries and fighting for yourself when it comes to either best friend or love partner or a business partner or some kind of authority figure trying to disrespect you and you didn't sue them? Last round of fighting for yourself, last round of finding the boundary between you and the close person that is super close to you, last round between getting that relationship or that fight with the close people to an end, to being like, are we cool? Like, let's understand the situation and work it out. Because 7th house is all about diplomacy as well. So do you really want to fight? Do you really want to end this relationship, or do you want to become more diplomatic and more sweet? Okay, especially if you have a lot of like Aries or fire energy and you want to fight with everyone. This is the time where Saturn's like, time to reconsider, time to kind of grow up when it comes to relationship with other people, time to either become more independent or also learn to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to depend on other people, but there should be some kind of boundary, it's more like there has to be some kind of negotiation. There has to be some set rules, like we don't do that, we don't cross this, we don't, but we do this and that. So whoa, because wow, the eclipses are also happening in the 7th and 1st houses. So September is quite an eventful, strong energy, powerful month for Virgos out there. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon, especially the degrees here are important, and maybe Saturn in Pisces people, very, very big month for you as well. September 2nd, Mercury enters Virgo, and guys, Mercury rules Virgo, so finally you will feel like you're in your own plate. You're rocking and rolling this whole situation that is happening. You feel like more in tune with yourself. You feel like you understand what is happening. You have more action plan into play. You are making decisions that are helping you to grow and to develop and just do things better. Okay, and it's also related to your 10th house, so a lot of 10th house situation are activated for you. So I would say there is some kind of thought process around your career. You are probably, most of you are thinking about how you can connect your career to something that is suitable to your needs, to something that you are passionate about, something that represents you the most. It's not like, oh, I really want to I really want to do the job that I love. It's more like, what is the job that I can do that can fully expand myself as a human, as a soul, as a person? Like, what is something out there that I can do that can bring more to the society, to the people, and etc. Like, mostly like career related, because it's like global plans for you, like really global things are happening in your life. And especially on September 6th, Uranus is going retrograde in the same 10th house. So if recently, like around middle of summer, you started questioning your career choices, you started questioning like, do I actually want to be in this field for the rest of my life? Do I actually want to put all of my energy in, I don't know, doing this specific thing that the society told me to do? You are going back to that thought again. I'll explain why. So for example, in my case, what happened with the same energy is that around July, I fully decided that I am going to passionately fully dedicate myself into astrology and kind of move away from focusing on skincare industry, even though I already had everything set up there, like the lab and etc. So I was like, yeah, the society told me, like, you know, it's something more grounding and etc. But I decided that I fully want to commit myself into astrology because I feel like I can help more people. I can, like, you know, I can fully give my soul into this and expand and grow and learn, and I want to be a mentor, I want to teach, and etc. And it was like around July that I fully decided to completely abandon my other pursuit, right? And it looks like in September, Uranus is kind of going back to that same period where you had this big thought or actual action taken into this field that is going to be like, remember that time where you were thinking about this? Did you actually do something? So for example, if I just thought about astrology and didn't do anything about it, Uranus, that in September going back, would be like, go back to it. Start it, do it. Okay? So for some of you, if you thought about like a big change of your career, but you didn't do something, Uranus will go back and kind of make those ideas resurface. Okay? And you will have to act upon it, or it's kind of random energy. So it can really vary for most of you, but also it can relate to your anything that has to do with your status change. It can include relocation, it can include marriage, it can include change of surname, change of name, anything that is like really big change of your identity is happening out there. Yeah. And the thing is with Uranus, it's so random. So like, one day you're just doing usual things, and then you just boom, like you wake up and you're like complete, like that's it, I'm doing this and I'm moving towards that. And I'm really curious to know what happened for you in July, August, where you finally like decided to fully dive in, like dive into a big change, or like sudden thought that came into your mind, sudden change that has to do with your with your life. Let me know what is that. I'm curious to know, because I can bring you two examples. One is about astrology, and that's why if you want to study astrology, because I'm fully dedicated, you can definitely sign up and enroll, because the enrollment is open for my Astro Academy. I really want to teach you all about astrology so that you don't wait for readings like this. But the second thing, I already said it in my Capricorn energy, because it's like matching with my sun, and this is my kind of rising. For me, I just randomly, on a day that Uranus moved to Gemini, I think it was 7th of July, I believe. Literally that day, my whole routine completely changed, and it was sudden. Like I still can't pinpoint to specific time that it happened, that I completely went from a night owl to an early bird. I went from like going to sleep at 3 a.m. to going to sleep at 8 p.m. and waking up at 4 and meeting the sunrise. So that's like random sudden change that happened. And because it's also ruling my first house, and Uranus, because Virgo is about routine, and Uranus rules my 6th house of routine, and it's connected to like a career as well, because I started like waking up at 4 a.m. and doing my Astro Academy like things every single day non-stop, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I love it. So let me know what exactly happened for you around July that started happening. Let me know, please. I'll be very I'm very interested to know, because it's a study case. Then let's go. Mercury will enter Libra on 18th of September. Happy birthday, Fotene! Yeah, that's my Virgo friend. And happy birthday to others of you. Okay, Mercury enters Libra on September 18th. It's going to your 2nd house of money. So majority of you are going to be thinking about ways to make money, ways to increase your wallet, expand your wallet, and make more financial, find more opportunities for financial growth, and figure out the stability part of your life. Okay, that's from 18th of September. And Venus enters Virgo actually on September 19th, so it's going to your first house, our first houses. This is when you will start improving or changing your what is it, wardrobe. Your style is going to change. You are going to kind of like look a little bit different, dye your hair, cut your hair, do things with your, you know, you are going to become more attractive. You're going to attract more people into your life, because that's also opposite to your 7th house, and the exes are coming back. Definitely, I forgot to tell you that, but the exes, this is their last chance to come back, so they have time to come back from September until February. They have this chance to come back to your life to fix things, okay? And with Venus in the first house, you're having all the glow and all the shine to be like, hey, can you see what you have lost? That's happening. Obviously, even when Venus goes to the first house, that's when you kind of feel like, okay, we're about to get more financially stable. And then when Venus goes to the second house, that's when you're definitely going to receive money. And about money, Mars is in the second house until September 22nd. So again, like with Mercury there, Mars there, you're taking active steps into making more money or figuring out the ways to make money. Okur. Then from 22nd of September, Mars is entering the 3rd house, and this is when I bet some of the Virgos are taking their actions towards movement. It's either traveling, preparing documents, moving places, traveling somewhere, taking courses, or just doing some, becoming very, very, very physically busy. Bees, packing your suitcases and planning trips and etc. Okay. Yeah, if anyone is planning to go to South America for relocation or for travel, let me know, because I am actually planning to travel, to relocate to either Argentina or Chile, or maybe marry someone in Europe to get a passport. Yeah, if someone wants to marry me, let me know. But if you are living in Argentina or Chile or in Portugal and you want to help me to rent out a place, let me know, because I am planning to relocate. Okay, then we are approaching big events. First one is a lunar eclipse on September 7th. 7th of September, we're having a full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces. And I'll tell you the degrees. Specific degree is 15, but we count a little bit back and a little bit forward. So from 12 or 13 degrees of Pisces until 15, 16, 17, and maybe 18. That's my Saturn. Pisces degrees, so it means from 12 until 18 if you have any degrees either in Virgo or in Sagittarius or in Gemini or in Pisces or in any other sign that will match with this energy, you are definitely going to feel it. You are definitely going to feel the influence, and it is happening for you in a 7th house specifically. So if that ex didn't show up in the past 3 years, this is the time where they will have to come back. I want to know in comments, let me know. Or it could also be you are resolving some kind of drama, some kind of situation that has happened with your best friend, with your business partner, some kind of conclusion, some kind of ending, some kind of like, okay, now we're clear, we understand what's happening here, now we can move on. Okay, then on 21st of September, we're having solar eclipse in Virgo, 28 degrees of Virgos, which means anyone who is born during this period, so anyone who is born end of Virgo, which is, let's say, from 25th, that's like 25th 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 degrees of Virgo. This eclipse is going to set new beginning, new adventure, new tone for your whole entire life for upcoming next 9 or 18 years. Boom. Okay, something very new. But the thing is, you probably had a hint of it on 23rd of August. So some of you might have had some kind of hint about it. So it has to do with like really, really big changes in your life. Anything, starting from your physical body, ending with your friends or family, anything, your money, career, your living place, your everything. And happy birthday. Let me know if you have any questions in comments below, or if you want to have a one-on-one consultation with me. I'm always open to have a call with Virgos. And if you want to study astrology with me, you know, you can enroll now. I'm super excited for my course, and you can get free weekly emails readings for like daily forecasts. It's free. The link is down below, and we're moving to Leos. Hello. Hi. Hello, dear Leos. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Soleil and I'm Leo rising, so super excited to make this reading for y'all. So if you're watching this, you should be Leo rising, sun rising, wait, what? Ooh. Leo rising, Leo sun, or Leo moon, or you're probably stalking some Leo and you want to know what's happening in their lives. That's also welcomed. Welcome. Let's dive into this month. I will say this month is for you specifically, is quite transformative, especially when it comes to your money, and probably for some big changes in your life that nobody knows about except for me, right? Okay, so in the past 3 years, most of you have been feeling this period where you are transforming, okay? Like literally the word of transformation, that's what it means. It's usually tense for some of you, but for some of you it's fine, okay? And recently you have felt that this energy is probably gone, and you're finally moving to like bigger horizons, and you're making big changes and big moves. But this was all due to Saturn, okay? And Saturn was in Pisces in the past 3 years, and only recently moved to Aries, to your 9th house of expansion, growth, and ambitions, and etc. But it's retrograde, and September 1st, it's going back to your 8th house. It's going back to Pisces. It's going back to the experience that you have had in the past 3 years. It's more like a last chapter of this whole cycle, where you're kind of like, okay, time to finalize the lessons, make conclusions, and move forward. And let me tell you, this is quite tense. I would say that majority of Leo risings or Leo people have had tremendous big change of inner self, like a lot of self-worth changed, and a lot of growth that has happened. And here I would say some of Leos have learned how to become more independent of other people, and some, or together, the Leos during this past 3 years learned how to work with other people and make things more valuable with other people. Or if you didn't, this is your last chance, because from September until February 14th, 2026, you're going to have this last final chance to learn how to work with other people's resources, or work with resources from outside, to work with other people together to build something of one, for expansion, for financial gains, for for things that are going to bring value not only to yourself but for other people. So here, if in the past 3 years you had an opportunity to combine or join sources or join efforts or join finances with other people to develop something that will have return of investment, ROI, that will fuse things together. It can be either working together with your husband or with your wife and having this budget, the fused, what is it, common one account, or working with a business partner and getting their money to invest in your business, or receiving funds and grants from the government. This is the last time that you can kind of dive into this and become more professional in this field and become less defensive or offensive about asking for help or asking for financial support, because as a Leo energy is mostly about like, I can do it myself, I've built everything by myself, I am all by myself, me. Here, life is trying, for the past 3 years, life has been trying to teach you to be like, I came up to here, I achieved everything up until now because of help of other people, and I am not ashamed, or my ego is not damaged, that I accept that I am here because of circumstances and because of other people. Or if you have done things by yourself, which is impossible, because I believe that there is always someone that shape you in a way, even though it's not direct, but somehow. So this is the time where you join, accept, but in a strategic way, you'll learn it. In a strategic way, you definitely set boundaries and figure out the ways that you can say also no. So it's definitely the period where you find the balance between, yeah, I wanna accept help, but only in these terms. These are the terms, and I don't wanna be a slave of your money for da. So there has to be this balance and wisdom of working with other people. I'm telling you all about the experiences that I am going through. So yeah, this is the moment where you become more aware of how you can, don't judge me, but like find a way, figure out how to use the resources from outside. Okay, not only from within but from outside, how you can use other people's money, fundings, help, support from the outside. I hope the message is clear here. Yeah, because 8th house is all about the resources that we can use. It's not necessarily ours, but we have to learn, because we're in this world not alone. We're working with other people. Sounds very philosophical, but I guess it's a message for some of you, and myself including. So it is tricky. It's not simple. It is tricky because there has to be a balance. There has to be financial education. You have to have financial education. So it's, apart from everything that I just explained, it also talks about financial literacy that has to do with either tradings, investments, finding opportunities, and making basically money out of money, but not your own money. It's like investment. Being very strategical and very smart, like a fox smart in this field. So yeah, for some of you might be like, oh, my ego will hurt if I accept someone's help, but you should think of it as like, how can I use this for my advantage? Okay, it's I think it's totally fine to talk about this, because Mercury will enter Virgo on September 2nd, and your thoughts are fully going to be around money. So everything that I just said in the past few minutes, everything applies right here. From September 2nd with the September 1st, Saturn going all the way to your 8th house, and Mercury going all the way into your 2nd house. The money topic is out here shining bright. Fundings are either being rediscussed, or you are receiving the money that you didn't receive, or you have to return back the money that you got and you didn't use it, or etc. Basically, return of the payback is here. The payback of the money is here, either to you or to other person. Then this whole time really depends on your time of birth, on your degrees. Jupiter is in the 12th house, or it could be in the 11th house. Really depends. But I would say most of your thoughts, most of your activity, most of the energy for you is running around the 12th house of immigration, of things to do with relocation and etc. Okay, a lot of self-discovery is happening for you this month. A lot of self-worth and identification is going on right here. Then Uranus goes retrograde on September 6th in your 11th house. So let me also know in comments what happened for you around July 7th of July. Something random, something out of nowhere, very like something 11th house that has to do either with your friends, either has to do with kind of like going viral on social media, or getting more exposure, or figuring out some kind of goal about your like some kind of plan in your life that you want to kind of pursue and have step-by-step plan. Or maybe around July you expanded your team, you found a team, or you joined some kind of team and you're growing something together, you're building something together. So Uranus will go back retrograde, and you will have to like reevaluate this teamwork that you are doing with someone, or someone is doing this with you, or maybe you will be deciding to kind of join more groups or expand this group that you have, or do something about it. Okay, then Mercury will enter Libra on September 18th. It's gonna go to your 3rd house, and here, let me tell you one more thing here. Mercury enters Libra on September 18th, and Mars is still there in your 3rd house. So here, some of Leos are already preparing documents to move somewhere. You are physically super active, you are kind of like busy, like you're running around doing some things, learning new things, or exploring some kind of things for some kind of movement, because you're planning to move, you're planning to do something, you're planning to explore some new things. That's why you are preparing some kind of documents, or you're gonna start preparing documents when Mercury fully enters Libra on September 18th. It's also like conversations and communications with your siblings, so figuring out sibling situation here is also legit. Also, September 19th, Venus moves to Virgo, but until then, Venus is in Leo, so some of you are probably glowing, changing, having some kind of makeover like this, something like that. A lot of attraction, a lot of glowing, a lot of beauty happening, a lot of wardrobe changes. No wonder people keep buying me, I mean my mother, okay, my mother, I don't have anyone else. She keeps buying me shirts, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna wear it for one time. But from September 19th, Venus is gonna go to Virgo, to your 2nd house. So now here, my dear Leos, now here you're gonna think about making your own money. So remember all the talk about like other people's money and other people's resources. Probably until September 22nd, you are either using the resources that you have had saved up somewhere, or someone invested in you. This is the month where you will start making the money. I haven't made money since I think May or some April, because I stopped working for someone, so no money coming in. So it looks like from September 22nd, it really depends on your time of birth, you're gonna start making your own money. So money is gonna come in. So we're attracting all the money, and finances are coming in. Beautiful, beautiful. Then September 22nd, Mars moves to your 4th house, and this is not something easy peasy. No, it's something very busy, very active, and for some of you it could be tense, but it's normal for me because I live in tense situations. So what does it mean? When Mars goes to the fourth house, it usually means relocation, moving to a new neighborhood, to a new house, or it can mean renovation, or some kind of, what is it, like when you do things in the house. So in the house you're busy, maybe you're selling the house, or you are buying a house, or you are selling the things in your house, you are looking for a new apartment, you're in or you're moving to your parents, or your parents are moving to you, you're taking your parents, or you're thinking about your parents and how to get them somewhere, and etc. A lot of movement. Or there could be some kind of arguments and some kind of conflicts within the family, but that's normal. That's normal. So that's why I'm like, yeah, but I think, yeah, some of you are thinking about, you're actually taking steps about relocation, because let's not lie, Jupiter is in the 12th house, so some of you are thinking about relocation. Let me know in comments. Now, juicy part. Everything that I mentioned in the beginning that have to do with money, other people's resources, that topic is resurfacing. September 7th, we're having the first eclipse. That's a lunar eclipse in the full moon in Pisces, 15 degrees in your 8th house. So some kind of conclusion, some kind of ending, some kind of resolution that have to do with other people's money, some kind of investments, some kind of grants and etc. are being finalized, ended, or finito, finished. If you have specific degrees from 12 until 18 degrees, in anything that can work with Pisces energy, you're definitely going to feel it. So it's not for everyone. So don't be surprised if it doesn't happen. You'll be like, oh, Soleil was wrong. Nothing happened to me. Probably your degrees don't match. That's why you need a private consultation. Then on 21st of September, we have the second eclipse, 2 eclipses in a month. That's quite a lot of energy. It's a solar eclipse, new moon in Virgo, 28 degrees. So if you have anything in that range, you're feeling it, and it is happening in your second house of your own money, your own finances. So some kind of new beginning, something new that is happening, and it could be related or somehow connected to 23rd of August when we had a new moon in Virgo recently. So some kind of hint you probably already had, and that's like quite an impressive and intense month, I would say. So if you're interested in studying astrology yourself and making this kind of forecasts on your own, and figuring out people and how to communicate with people, you should definitely join my Astro Academy. The enrollment is open. You can join in, and I'll send you the details later. Or if you want to get free weekly forecast, join the email notifications down there. And if you want to have private reading, I am always ready to talk to any Leo out there. Shine bright, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, dear Cancer. Welcome back to this channel. I know it's probably new to you because I haven't uploaded a video in a year, but I'm back. Life has been interesting, and I hope you've had things going well, but let's see what's happening. So we're gonna begin the month with Saturn, that is already retrograde, going back to Pisces. And make sure that you're checking your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. These are important for like better like sponging in all the information, because you can never get everything specific, because you need to have like super specific degrees to match the reading. That's why you need a personal private readings. But if you want to get them the most, you check all these 3 signs. So past 3 years, you probably have had some kind of restriction or limitation when it came to living, studying, or traveling abroad, or some kind of growth and independence and realization and responsibility when it came to your education, to your plans to get higher knowledge and become more professional in specific field, or again, study or live abroad. And some of you probably have developed in this field, or some of you probably skipped that part, and that's why life is giving you the last, I would say the third or last chance to go back to all of these topics from September 1st until February 2026, February 14th. This is the period where Saturn is like, hey baby, hey dear Cancer, time to go back and reconsider your goal in life. What's your goal in life? Where do you see yourself? Like, how are you going to give, how are you going to invest and give your energy to this planet? Like, what is it that you have that you can share with the world, with other people? Something that you, only you have, that other people need. So we're talking about everything that has to do with your profession, that has to do with your speciality, with your expertise, to help people out there, to expand your knowledge. Okay, we're talking about ninth house. So you should become the professor of your life. You have to become the professor of some sort of skill that life has been trying to be like, do it. Or maybe some of you have been trying to get into university, get a job abroad, live abroad, travel abroad, or expand your business, or you have been trying to run some kind of marketing campaigns, but you couldn't. And there has been this period for you to understand that that is not enough. You need more. You need to invest your time more into specific topic that you are interested in, so that you can become a professional and need it. There should be a demand for you, but for that you have to put in effort. And that thing is going to come back to you in September. In September, Saturn will be like, okay, baby boo, let's try again. So let me know in comments what that could be. Because next we have Mercury that is going to enter Virgo, going to your third house. And I bet some of Cancers are going to be interested in getting into a new course. Some of Cancers are going to be like, oh, I think I want to learn a new language. I think I want to try something new. So you're going to start preparing documents. You're going to get kind of serious about it. But I would say focus on Saturn in the ninth house. So whatever that ninth house topic that I was telling you about, when Mercury goes to your third house, this is the moment where you have that like period, the time, the chance to kind of work with that Saturn, make it work for you. Because Saturn is actually not something bad. It's actually our true power that we have to embrace and use it. So preparing the documents from September 2nd that have to do with something, let's say your education, or like traveling, studying, and etc. Okay, something also that is about like relocation, self-discovery, and etc. Because from September 18th, Mercury is gonna go to your fourth house, and that's when you are going to probably think about relocation, prepare documents about relocation. And here also, like this whole month, some of you are maybe getting ready to move somewhere, getting ready to travel somewhere, getting ready to have like this new life, but somewhere that you have already thought about and planned and thought a lot about. Because why? Uranus has recently entered your 12th house. So when Uranus goes to the 12th house, and I also want to know what kind of random topics entered in your life, or random situations, random experiences that have happened for you in from July. So something happened from July, like something random, something like, whoa, I did not expect that. This is something new that has to do with your 12th house of relocation, of like moving abroad, immigration, or your mental health, or retreats and spending more time alone, meditating, and being kind of like at home by yourself and doing some things for your self-development, because that's about to happen again. Then Venus also enters Virgo September 19th. So September is again this period where you're preparing documents, you're signing some contracts, you're finding things, probably some new courses or new university, or getting like a new education, or again like traveling and becoming busy, going into sales probably. Then Mars is in your fourth house this whole time, so I bet most of the Cancers are having some conflicts or some kind of tension around the house with their parents or people in the house, or maybe because you're searching for a place to live in, you're moving, you're traveling, as I said, like, so you're moving to new places. And September 22nd, Mars moves to Scorpio. It's gonna enter your fifth house, and that's when Cancers are going to get into their own energy, into their own vibes. I believe some of you are going to have dates, some of you are going to have quality time, spending more time with your kids, some of you are going to fall in love, get into a new hobby, or get the grip of your hobbies and kind of go in there and make things happen for yourself, for the things that you love. If you really wanted to do something that you really loved, this is the moment when Mars enters your fifth house. You're going to have so much energy to achieve things, because this energy is going to come from your heart, from your joy, like everything that is bringing you joy. That's what's going to happen. And again, all the topics that I mentioned that have to do with education, with studying abroad, living abroad, traveling abroad, expanding your horizons, expanding your business, running marketing campaigns, and doing sales, everything is going to get exalted this whole month, because we have two eclipses this month. The first one is September 7th. It's a lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces in your ninth house. So some kind of closure, some kind of realization, some kind of understanding, some kind of conclusion that has to do with the ninth house, all the topics that I mentioned above. And 21st of September, we're having a new moon solar eclipse in Virgo, in your third house. So the degrees here are 28, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So if you have anything in that range, we are definitely going to feel it. So same thing with September. So if you have anything from the degrees of like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 16, 17, 18, that's when you are going to feel this eclipses the most. And then you'll be like, Soleil was right. Okay, so if you ever wanted to study astrology and you were not sure where to begin, you can join my Astro Academy that takes you from zero to hero, to this type of, like, you can make forecasts and help yourself to grow and develop. The enrollment is open, and if you are interested in one-on-one consultation, you can always find me via my email. And if you're interested in daily forecasts or weekly forecasts, you can join free email notification thingy down there, also in the links. And I'm moving to Geminis, and have an amazing September. Let me know in comments, who are you? Let's go with Geminis. Whoa, Geminis, hello, welcome back. And I am welcoming back myself to this channel. What a big month. I'm congratulating some Sagittarius who Geminis, sorry. I am congratulating some Geminis who are probably getting married, because this whole month is all about change of your status that has to do either with marriage, or it has to do with getting pregnant, or it has to do with your career, some kind of new relocation or a new country or a new job. So congratulations to that. Okay, so this whole month, I would say, quite eventful, very much eventful, and I'm curious to know what exactly how it's playing out for you all, because there are so many varieties of ways this could play out. let's begin. So first things first, Saturn is retrograde, okay? And it is moving to back to your 10th house. So in the past 3 years, Saturn has been in your 10th house, giving you a lot of room to grow in career, in your family life, and kind of becoming an adult and kind of growing and becoming older and wiser and more responsible when it comes to your own life. So this is the period where some Geminis might have gotten like proposed or gotten married in the past 3 years. Okay, all right. Now recently Saturn left the 10th house. It moved to your 11th house, and this is when you probably thought that, okay, now we're heading towards a new chapter that has to do with your goals in life, next 10-year plans, and etc. But no, September 1st is when Saturn goes back to your 10th house. Okay, now this whole 10th house kind of like goes deeper and deeper, and that's what I teach in my Astro Academy, so you can join. But basically 10th house is, if you think about it like in general, it is responsible for changes in your status. So anything starting from the surname to your career, going from an intern to a manager, going from a wife to a mother to a grandmother, etc. Anything of that sort, okay? So you can think of it in so many ways, but I don't have time in this video to bring all of the examples and all of the variations. For that, we have Astro Academy that you can join. But I will just bring some random examples that will pop in my head. So for example, let's think about it. Some of the Geminis who might have gotten married, okay, in the past 3 years, and they have gotten like, okay, I'm bringing all the examples, okay, they've gotten married, they changed their status, they probably relocated, they changed their country, they gotten pregnant, they became a parent, and all of that has happened in the past 3 years. And then they got into, what is that called, when you give birth and then you become a mother and then you stay home? I forgot. See, the brain's not working at this point. So now Saturn is going back to the same place, and it's like, dear Gemini, are you about to, like, you know, completely change your life? Aren't you going back to your career? Aren't you going back? So there is something from the past 3 years that you might have like neglected or let go, and you were thinking, okay, now I can move on and like do some new things in my life. And Saturn is like, no. Can you go back and see, like, do you think this motherhood period is time for you to kind of fully forget about your career? Or do you want to kind of fully pursue motherhood? Or do you actually want to pursue your career as well? Make a better future for your kids and etc. Okay. It's like, it's crazy because you might think I'm like going stuck in one topic, but the thing is, like, 90% of the aspects that are happening for you are in your 10th house and in your 4th house, which has to do either with motherhood, parenthood, parents, career, your living place, relocation, career movement, and like promotions and etc. And a lot of money is involved as well. So that's why we're stuck in this topic, because eclipses are happening for you. Eclipses are happening for you in these specific topics, okay? Now, who is going to get the most influence by all of these energies? I will give you specific degrees, so if you can check your degrees, that would be a lot of clue for you. So first, the full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, is happening on September 7th in Pisces, 15 degrees. So for you, that's your 10th house. So again, like some kind of closure, some kind of understanding, some kind of resolution, some kind of ending when it comes to your identification of your goal in life, of your purpose in life, of like everything that you want in this life. Okay. the degrees are 15, so we're gonna go from 12, 13, maybe 12, but like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and maybe 18. So if you have any degrees, any planets, any objects in these degrees, or something important in these degrees, you are definitely going to experience this eclipse. And the second eclipse is on 21st of September in Virgo, 28 degrees of Virgo in your fourth house again. Motherhood, parenthood, traveling, not traveling, relocation. Traveling meaning like changing your location and place of living, or moving to your parents, or your parents are moving to you, moving to your homeland, your home country. And the degrees here are specific degrees, 28, so we move a little bit up, so we're gonna have like maybe 25, but like 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 degrees of any like any sign that is related to like Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. But like if you have any degrees in these if you have any planets, points, and locations in these degrees, you are definitely going to experience this energy the most. Now, well, Mercury moves to Virgo September 2nd to your fourth house. So this whole month until 18th of September, you're working with documents related to your home country, to relocation, to your motherhoodness, parenthoodness, and what is it also? Your parents, as I said, traveling, going back to your home country, looking for houses or looking for places, like new places to live in. Then Mercury moves to Libra on 18th of September, so that's like it goes to your fifth house. So now you're gonna be, your focus is going to be on maybe kindergartens, about kids, or about your hobbies. It can be about the things that you love. Some of you are maybe falling in love, and if you didn't get married and you just moved to other place and you got a career and a promotion, this is the month where you will get into like some kind of dating experiences. You're gonna meet a lot of people, because Mars is also in your fifth house until September 22nd. So a lot of I will also call this parties, joy, happiness, a lot of like music happening here, like a lot of excitement, a lot of great energy basically happening for your kids, for yourself. Okay, like if you don't have kids, so party, dating, running around, and like having so much joy that is happening for you. And I also can see that there has been like a big shift for you around July, August, and that's going to kind of repeat and start again, like gonna go back to it. So whatever happened in July, August, or summer is going to kind of get like, you're going back to it. So things from that time are kind of resurfacing and are moving forward, and they're related to your physical body, to yourself, anything to do with you. So let me know what happens sudden and random and out of nowhere for you during that time. Let me see. Venus is also entering your fourth house, so maybe some of you are actually getting pregnant during this September, but until then, Venus is in your third house, so a lot of documents are being prepared, a lot of maybe purchasing the house or looking for a new place that you can like design for your needs, and a place that you can finally call home. That is going on here. What else? Then Mars enters Scorpio September 22nd, and that's gonna go to your sixth house. So from September 22nd, I can tell that majority of Geminis are becoming super busy. Maybe some of you will start working, maybe, but definitely your routine is going to change. So some kind of new changes in your routine. Maybe you will find a new job, you will move to another country, that's why you are going to have a new job, or you're getting married and something new is happening, and you're finding a kindergarten for your baby, that's what's happening. Like, or so basically you're going to have like new environment, new routine, something to do with your physical body. Maybe some of you will go and start exercising and etc., or some of you might start going to hospitals to do checkups and etc. That's quite normal. And like you can learn more about like daily forecasts and weekly forecasts by signing up for email notifications for a weekly forecast. It's free. And if you're interested in one-on-one reading, you know where to find me. And obviously, if you want to study astrology, enrollment is open. I'm so excited for my course. And we're moving forward with Taurus. Have an amazing month, dear Geminis, and don't forget to invite me for your big events. Dear Taurus, welcome! It's been quite a while and I haven't seen you in a year, but I can tell you September is fun. September is fun for you. And I will need a lot of clarification and a lot of confirmation from you guys in comment section below. So first of all, you need to make sure that you're checking your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. More specifically, focus on the rising sign for like a really detailed turn of events, but you're not going to receive exact events because for that we need your specific degree. And that's why astrology is so unique, because every degree is important to receive a clear reading, a clear forecast, okay? But we're gonna use all of these 3 signs to combine all of them and make like the most out of it, okay? So this whole month is so much fun for you. I'm so excited. And I can see that a lot of Taurus people, Tauruses, have been discovering themselves and their goals and their true desires in the past 3 years, okay? And this month is bringing you so much, like it's bringing you the push towards following your goals, but more specifically the goals that are so close to your heart, the goals that are bringing you so much joy and so much happiness that are related to anything in your life. But we can start with, for those who have kids, so topics around having babies or becoming a parent. For others of you, falling in love. For other people, it's about opening your own business and becoming your own boss, or having specific like resolutions, plans in life, and events in your life that you want to kind of invest your time into. It's not something, you know, rational where you are like so materialistic about it. It's more like, oh, I really want to live the best possible life I can. And that's so beautiful. That's like the whole month for you, and I'm so excited for you all. We have 2 eclipses that are beautiful. They're happening for you this month, both in the same month, so this month is strong. Saturn, that has been the past 3 years in your kind of like giving you a direction, giving you the northern star to move towards your goals and finding your own communities there. And in spring, summer, it kind of moved to your 12th house, kind of led you into getting closer to your self-discovery. But now it's kind of going back. It's going back from September 1st until February 14th. Saturn is going back to your need for the community. It's going back to your friends. It's going back to the events and periods where you kind of felt like you have found your people. And this is the time to resolve any conflicts that might have happened, to resolve any misunderstandings that have happened with your people, with the people, with your team, with your community, and etc. It's also the time where maybe in the past 3 years you have tried to pursue a specific goal in your life that was so close to your heart, but something happened and you just didn't go with it, or blah blah blah. Saturn and the universe are trying to get you back on that train and be like, dear baby Taurus, dear baby boo, we're giving you 6 more months to pursue this, to follow your dream, follow your goal, and try to make it work. And the past 3 years might have been a little bit hard for you in terms of, like, finding the right team or finding the right people in your life. But if you did, those are the right people that you have to stick to and kind of find a way to work with them, find the way to communicate with them, find a way to cut the corners, the edges, to kind of like find ways to communicate with your own people. Also, 11th house has to do with profits. So for some of you, the past 3 years have been the periods where you have probably received the results of your actions towards the goals that you were interested in and are interested in. So now you're having this chance to kind of go back to it and figure out if it's actually something that you should pursue and continue, or move away. Also, this period might have given you the distance from the friends that were fake. So again, it's also about setting boundaries from people who don't have their best interests, okay? And this time, those people are going to come back, so it's up to you to decide if you want to let them back in or not. Now, September 2nd, Mercury enters Virgo. It goes to your 5th house. So when Mercury goes to the 5th house, this is when we have a lot of inspiration, a lot of thoughts and conversations about the things that bring you joy. It's about, maybe for some of you, thinking about becoming a parent. For some of you, kind of falling in love or getting very romantic. For others of you, it could be that you are kind of becoming more like putting the vision towards your business, towards something that you really like doing. So yeah, and it's going to be until September 18th. From September 18th, Mercury is gonna go to your 6th house, and that's when you're gonna have a lot of routine work. That's when you are going to have a lot of paperwork, maybe promotions, maybe changing your lifestyle, improving your health, going to the gym. I don't know, that sounds something that I would never do. That's why I'm maybe you're like that too. But the thing is, everything that I mentioned about finding your own community, spending more quality time with your kids, or becoming pregnant, or falling in love, is being double confirmed. I'm having goosebumps. Is being double confirmed by eclipses. Woo! Wow. Being double confirmed by eclipses that are happening this month. So first eclipse is on September 7th. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 11th house, 15 degrees. So if you have any planets or objects or important points from degrees of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and maybe 18, you're going to experience this eclipse, and it's a closure. It's ending some kind of resolution, some kind of conclusion, some kind of understanding that has to do with your goals, your community, your team, the people around you, your friends, or pregnancy, or adopting kids. So if some of you were thinking about adopting a baby, this is the period for that. Then the second eclipse is on the 21st of September, solar eclipse in Virgo in your 5th house of love, kids. See, everything that I'm saying is being like confirmed and confirmed and confirmed, okay? Falling in love, starting a business, becoming pregnant or planning for pregnancy, or falling in love. Everything, baby, everything is happening in this month. So Some people might say that you should not do anything extra during eclipses, but sometimes if you really want to have because eclipses are so strong, the eclipse is like the strongest energy out of all the aspects in astrology. That's what we also study in Astro Academy, so you can join and you can learn how to use this energy. So when we have an eclipse, you get to decide to choose it, to use it, or stay away from it. So sometimes you should stay away from it. So for example, like having a surgery that might be dangerous, but sometimes you're like, there is so much energy and I better use it for something. So this is definitely an energy that can be used by Tauruses this month. Starting a business, getting pregnant, falling in love, like these things that you can do for sure. Like this is the period where you can grow bigger on social media, fully fall in love and fall for that. That's like perfect. I think you should go for it for sure. Also, we can't deny that recently there has been a big shift and sudden change for you in your finances. So Uranus moved to your second house and probably you have felt like a big change in your finances, in your self-worth, and in your stability. So I'm really curious to know if some of you like got money out of somewhere, and like how? Curious to know. Let me know, okay? Could be from work, could be from your parent, could be from your husband, from someone, could be, or like there is some kind of change in your finances that has happened and it's going to kind of repeat itself. So I'm curious to know that as well. Okay, and here we have more confirmation. Okay, Venus is going to enter Virgo on September 19th to your 5th house of love, business, kids, dates, everything that has to do with joy and excitement that I already explained to you, okay? And when Venus goes in there, you definitely fall in love. Like, I cannot lie, you're gonna fall in love, you will feel more inspired, you will feel like more joy and happiness to do some things. Then Mars will enter your 7th house on September 22nd. So, are some Tauruses getting proposed? Are some of you getting probably into a relationship that you are in love with? Someone that you're in love with, you are going to definitely start working on that relationship. Or for some of you who are not that much interested in relationships, but interested in business relationships, I can definitely see that this is the month where you can start a business, launch a business, work with a partner, work with a team, and do things together and achieve like really big results. So if you ever wanted to know is it the right time to start or launch a business or something of that sort, yes it is. And if you want to have a specific personalized reading, you can reach out to me via email, or if you want to learn astrology yourself and make your own conclusions on your own, you can definitely enroll into my Astro Academy, and I'm gonna teach you everything step by step, trust me. And I have free weekly forecast readings that break down every single day in the links down below, so join for that. And I'm moving to Aries. Bye bye. If you're an Aries rising sun or moon sign Aries watching this video, hello, hi, this will relate to you. This is Soleil, and if you haven't seen me before, hi, I make astrology videos and I'm obsessed with astrology, and currently I am working on Astro Academy, and the enrollment is already open to take you from zero to a hero, to someone who can make your own astrological readings and read other people by yourself and not wait for me to make videos. So September 2025 is quite a busy month for you. I would say it's hectic, it's very reflective month, because we have some planets going back to places and taking you back to memories and to situations where you will have to kind of, get back to everything that you have been doing in the past 3 years and kind of reset some boundaries and reset some understanding of people, yourself, situations, and etc. So past 3 years, Saturn has been in the 12th house. It has been in Pisces, and it was quite a very self-discovery period for majority of Aries, especially Aries risings. Some of you were probably immigrating, relocating, and changing your location, so immigration. And maybe some of you have been doing some things in secret, away from people, by yourself. A lot of a lot of walking away from situations, diving deeper into yourself. So basically, it looks like for the past 3 years, you have had a lot of time to reflect on yourself and understand who you truly are and what do you actually really want, and how do you see yourself in the future. So there has been a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of mental growth, a lot of understanding and realization of yourself. And then for quite short period of time, Saturn moved to your first house in like late spring this year, and for up until like summer. You probably felt like, whoa, now we're in a new wave and we're moving forward and we're like doing some other changes. Your physical body probably has changed. You probably lost a lot of weight. You probably lost a lot of people that were close to you. Not anymore. You relocated, and you did a lot of things. And now the universe and Saturn are taking you back to the experience of the past 3 years, because it looks like there are some unresolved moments that the universe wants you to look at, reflect at, look back at, and make a final conclusion before you move forward with like a new cycle. Basically, you're having a new cycle of your life, completely new, especially if you are born in like middle end of 1996, 97, and 98 for some of you. This is like a big shift, like a big move for you, but it starts with the past 3 years being finalized and kind of fixed, and so that you can move forward. And this whole period is going to last from September 1st until February 2026. Yeah, to be specific, February 14th. So it looks like you're not done yet. You're not done yet moving forward with taking specific physical actions, because there is a lot of mental action that has to complete. So you, in upcoming 6 months, you will have to finally put a conclusion and understanding of yourself. So this is fully like very much isolated period time for you to have all of the time in the world for yourself, to understand exactly who you are, what you want. I know you're an Aries, you want something like, I need to know what to do next and da da da, but like, I know you need to step back a little bit. There's like a lot of reflection needs to be done, because if you don't do that, you're going to work a lot on your physical health. And talking about physical health, Mercury will enter Virgo, your 6th house, September 2nd. So from September 2nd until September 18th, majority of Aries people out there are doing physical checkups, checking their health, improving their routine, fixing their routine. Maybe you're receiving some kind of promotion, maybe you're getting a new job, so there's like a new environment that you have to adjust into. There's also a lot of paperwork involved here, right? And again, it looks like in the past year, in the past few months, you have been relocating and changing a lot, so changing your houses. So that's why there's a lot of changes that have to do with your routine, and that's something really good for Aries people, because you always have to be on the move, on a go, and everything should always change for you. So that's like perfect and bad at the same time, because Virgo is about consistency. It's about doing things on a routine basis every single day. And I believe it's something that you could live by and make the best out of it. Then on 6th of September, Uranus will go retrograde in your third house. And Uranus just moved to your third house in July. And I really want to know what happens suddenly, out of nowhere, randomly, that has to do with your third house of siblings, neighbors, close family members, not close, relatives, your friends, some kind of documents, maybe transportation, some kind of random sudden thing that has happened for you. I want to know what exactly, because you're going back to it. And I cannot directly say exactly what it does. With all other planets, you can say specific things, and that's what I teach in my Astro Academy. But with Uranus, it's sudden, it's random, it's out of nowhere, but it is, at least we know that it's in the third house of everything that I just explained to you. Then Mercury will enter Libra on September 18th. It's gonna go to your 7th house of partnerships. So here, my dear Aries, to me it looks like there's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of communication, and maybe even negotiation with your partners. It's either your best friend, or it's your love partner, or it's your business partner. So there's a lot of communication, but you will notice that you are becoming more like you're having to spend time, like you will be spending a lot of time with other people during this time. Also, if you are working in sales or in service industry, this is the time where you are going to receive a lot of clients, a lot of consultations. Maybe you will be giving consultations, or you will be given a consultation too. So like, let's say you are having a consultation with me for your personalized astrology reading. That's what it can also mean. Then Venus, until 19th of September, is in your 5th house. So it's giving you this sense of following your heart, doing something for yourself, because combining with your self-discovery, Venus is helping you to, like, it's going to show you what actually brings you joy, what makes you happy, what are the hobbies that you can do to help your self-development. And then from 19th of September, Venus is going to enter your 6th house. So here it's going to definitely bring you either a promotion, or it's going to bring you new furniture for your house, or bring you like a better office, better place where you can work from, or maybe better food. You will discover better food, or your health will get better. If you had health issues, this is the month where it's going to get better, because your focus is going to be there to fix and improve everything. Then until September 22nd, Mars is in your 7th house. So again, there's a lot of activity happening for you with your partners, with your best friend, with your love partner, with someone that you're close with. There's a lot of either conversation or some kind of negotiation, some kind of maybe argument, also possible scenario here. But from 22nd of September, Mars is going to go to your 8th house, and this is where you're going to focus on receiving help from others. This is where you might be receiving financial support from others, or maybe you will be able to kind of help somebody else. You're going to help someone to make more money, but it looks like this is also the period of true transformation, combining with your self-discovery. Is going to give you a lot of changes that are happening mentally for you, that are going to affect your environment and every situation in your life. And again, for those Aries who are like, stop giving us so much spirituality here, we need something more specific. Okay. So with Mars in the 8th house, we also are dealing with finances of other people. So these are like loans, grants, some kind of transformative situations. But I can also tell for some of the Aries, this is the month where maybe if you were taking care of somebody else, so let's say somebody else was depending on you, this is the month where it's going to kind of like be released. Maybe you were supporting somebody else and you felt like you are becoming more like a caregiver instead of caretaker. Wait, no, caretaker, both. I think both are the same. So you're taking care of somebody else. This is the month where it's going to be kind of like finalized, and you are going to put more effort into yourself instead of thinking about others. That's the type of vibe and energy I am seeing, because all the full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, and solar eclipse are confirming that we're having a lunar eclipse or full moon September 7th, 15 degrees of Pisces in your 12th house. So that has to do with everything that I mentioned above. So here we're having conclusion, resolution, ending of some kind of past, some kind of secrets are coming out for you, some kind of new things that you, maybe old things that you didn't know, letting go of old habits and anything that has to do with bad habits or anything that is more addictive. You're kind of letting go of that. With 12th house topics and also your 4th house active here, we are probably also okay, I'll say you could be connected to your relatives, like aunts, uncles, cousins, like relatives that are probably, for some of you, you could be receiving, what is that called, like when the house is being changed from one owner to another. Let's say the house is owned by your grandparent and that's moving to you, so that those kind of like inheritance situations, but like official, they're happening for you. So things that you didn't know about, you didn't know that someone wanted to give you something and you're like, whoa, I didn't know about that. So that's like, again, like sudden, random, out of nowhere, and you had no clue. And September 21st, there is a solar eclipse in Virgo, 28 degrees in your 6th house of your health, your routine, your work, your day-to-day work, your pets, and taking care of somebody else, or someone is taking care of you and your health, and like promotions, everything that is here, it's going to be activated. And the thing is, you might have seen the glimpse and like the hint of it on 23rd of August, because we already had like a new moon in Virgo. So that's something that you could go back to and see if that might have happened for you, to kind of relocate, but rethink. But again, this whole month is going back to the past, going back to your roots, secrets, everything that is hidden is coming out for you. You didn't know, but you were probably doing a lot of things behind the scenes yourself. So if it was not spiritual growth, maybe you were working behind the scenes remotely, and now you're going to receive some kind of promotion, some kind of new things happening here. If you had health situations, health issues, now you're gonna figure out what it was and how you can solve it and make it better. Same things with I think maybe some of you had surgeries or were planning to make surgeries. Would never suggest to make any type of surgeries during eclipses. So September is not a good time for make any type of surgery. Don't do that at all. No. But checkups, health checkups, and figuring out how to improve things is perfect. So if you are interested in one-on-one consultation, you can email me. And if you want to study astrology yourself, please enroll. The enrollment is open. So excited. I've been working on this course for 1 year with my students, and I'm excited to enroll new students in. And for weekly free forecasts, you can sign up down below. And thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.